Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SunBet Poker Tour 2025 here at the Carnival Mall. Today, we are going to be covering the Mega Million.
We are indeed.
My name is Jace Goff,
And I'm Callum Turner.
and today we're going to be covering the Mega Mall
Yep.
here.
Should be an awesome tournament. 25,000 Rand buy-in with 1 million Rand guaranteed. So guys, I think this is one of the best tournaments in the series, guys. So we should have an action-packed night, afternoon. So definitely stay tuned. I think we're going to see some awesome plays and a lot of money on the line. So it is going to be interesting to see how they play this.
As you can see, we just had the satellite event finish up behind us, and that was pretty hectic, but
indeed.
a few people have won some seats into the Mega Mall, so they really got the opportunity there. And guys, if you want to keep up to date with all the SunBet Poker Tour stuff, please follow them on their socials, such as Instagram, Facebook, and visit the website at pokerbettour.co.za.
See all the schedules. We have a ton of satellites that you guys definitely need to keep your eyes out for, such as the one that's just finished up behind us. Unfortunately, if you guys were planning on playing that one, it is a bit late as we are starting with a Mega Million now. But those are a great opportunity. This one is a 1,500 Rand buy-in with a 1,500 Rand add-on into a 25,000 Rand buy-in tournament, guys. These satellites, you really can't miss out on them. It is great value for money. I mean, now they have a shot at 1 million Rand guarantee. That is absolutely awesome, if I don't say so myself.
And if we're looking at the schedule tomorrow, we can see that we have Mega Million Day 2, which will be at 3 in the afternoon. And then we have the Little Slam, which is at 7 p.m. And that's a 5,000 Rand buy-in. And yeah,
Little Slam is definitely another tournament to keep an eye out for. That one is an awesome one, but of a cheaper buy-in compared to the other tournaments. But definitely don't look over it. I mean, that is an awesome tournament. Should see some awesome poker played there as well. And I believe we are getting into the action pretty soon. So guys, stay posted for that. I mean, I think we're going to have some awesome poker today. This Mega Million, definitely one to look out for.
The seats are definitely filling up. As we get into the feature table here, the SunBet Poker Tour.
Check a bet. Bet 5,000, fold 5,000, fold.
So you see more players settling into the table here.
Have just started. I think we are about one hand in. This is the first hand. Getting straight in there.
Yeah, put it on top of sand.
It's now on
Drag them down again.
Surinder Naidu.
Put them
And of
here.
course, the blinds are nowhere near as high as they were earlier today. If you guys were here for day 2 of the opener, that was an awesome day, I must say so much.
Yeah, it was a really
Today
good.
was awesome. That final table was action-packed. Saw some awesome poker being played, and I believe some of the faces on that main table will be back for this event. So definitely keep an eye out for them, guys. It will be absolutely awesome.
As we see everyone with the starting stack of 300,000 here, we see a familiar face, Jonathan Hyman,
Okay, 1,000
who we actually saw in Flight 1 yesterday on the feature table,
fold, 1,000 to fold,
final table.
2,000. Fold 2,000.
Of course, the blinds are tiny now, so poker will be a little bit more action-packed, I would say. A lot more hands going to be played.
Yeah.
Should see some interesting hands here.
Marcelo Batari looked down at King Jack. So we see the flop comes out Queen 4 5 2 diamonds.
Check a bet, check, check.
Ace of diamonds on the flop.
Check a bet. Check, check.
No help. on
2
Shady.
checks.
10-9. Oh. And on the
Completes
river,
the flush.
he does
Check.
hit the
Check.
flush, indeed.
And it checks back around to him. Jamie Villela picks up a nice little 4K there. Nice little pot. Yeah. Seeing a few new faces here.
We
in
have,
Mega Mall.
yeah, not see them in the opener. May have been flight E.
No.
Yeah.
Did you play?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that.
Did you?
Yeah, I played it the first day.
I do recognize Will Foster though.
So I just thought maybe I was squad there, but when you play 5-handers, it was tough.
I think you guys were
1,000 to
74.
call.
Yeah, first day was only 30.
1,000 to
Yeah.
call.
So we see Savendra Naidu
Fold 1,000 to call.
holding. Marcelo Batari
Raise to 2,500.
looks down at pocket fives in the button. Jonathan Hyman looking down at king 10 in the small blind.
They raised 8,000.
3 rebets,
First day and that.
re-raises 7k.
Fold 8,000. Fold.
We are going heads up to a flop. Actually a decent sized pot.
Now for this early on,
And
it's,
there
it's
is the
very
10
big.
for Jonathan Hyman. Definitely going to be happy to see that he connected with the board. There is an ace out there. Marcello most likely not going to
6,000.
come along with the call. Yep, he does not. It's a great flop for Jonathan Hyman, re-raising in a small blind.
Big blind winning.
Remember, guys, you can come down here to the SunBet Poker Tour, Carnival City, here in the East Rand. It's really nice. You guys can come say hello in the commentating box. Just come take a look at all the different poker events and tournaments that we have here. You can get all that information on the SunBet Poker Tour website.
And I must say, it is a beautiful, beautiful venue hosting a beautiful, beautiful poker tournament. I mean, go check out our Instagram and Facebook. We do have some videos up there.
1,000 to call.
Looks absolutely awesome. And the poker is just as awesome.
Fold 1,000. Fold
Where's for your
1,000.
More, more.
500 more.
Is it this last week?
Fold.
Oh, that's nice.
I did in the 17th of Block previously.
Jamie picks up a small pot there. Seeing no card protectors here today.
But
Yeah.
the chips are in play.
Probably because we're a little bit early into the tournament.
You see some more players. Oh, there is a
familiar
familiar
face.
face of Orky. Did see him earlier today. He did cash third place in the opener.
But the chips flow.
So he is definitely looking for another cash here in this Mega Mall. Guys, definitely keep an eye out for him. He played some really, really good poker earlier today.
Chips off the table.
He's busy getting marked up. He doesn't want to miss a hand.
If you guys did miss the opener, we did see Marco
Yeah, this one is fine.
winning it.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I don't give you
I mean, he absolutely dominated that tournament.
I mean, he was
Played
just
some beautiful poker.
a big stack.
I'm not
Yeah,
seated.
Just
got
had this
that
massive
Going
stack
to
the whole
sit.
time.
Sit. I'm going to sit now.
1,000 to call.
He had
Where's
an
my
absolutely ginormous stack coming to
Put
the
my
final
card
table,
in,
and I
give
mean,
my
he
chips.
managed that stack perfectly,
it
putting
was.
maximum pressure onto the smaller stacks, and they just could not do
No.
anything against him.
As Jonathan Hyman looks down at 9-8 in the hijack.
Raise.
He raises to 2.5.
Fold. 2,500. 1,500.
Yeah.
Shuvendra
Well done, boy. Well
in the
done.
big blind with ace 4 off.
Fold.
Does call.
Yeah, we made a deal.
Yeah.
Second price, so it's good. Not bad. Eesh. Kenny.
Chuck up there.
Flop comes 8-4-4. This is a flop, I must say, for Suvendra Naidu. Jonathan does
Gonna be
connect
real.
top pair, and Suvendra checks, trying to trap Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
Looks like he has done it, just that with Jonathan's top pair.
5,500.
Have it.
How you doing? You are all shot, bro.
folding out.
Fold.
Now what does Savendra opt to do in this position with trips?
Ja, ik was
Fold.
Does just call.
heel dag, ik heb niet één keer een peer gehad.
Here comes the 7.
Dan komt zo het,
No help for Jonathan here. What does he opt to do here?
ja, 10 en 2.
Laatste. Je tournament live, so.
Ja, zolang als ik weet dat ik ga
Looks
niet.
like he's sizing up
ga niet live
another
gaan.
bet here, and he is indeed. Bets 10 bigs.
Moet hij short stack niet.
Savendra in the perfect position at the moment with trips.
John really barreling in, yeah.
Lijkt je daar onder een gelampen nou.
But he has got the 2 pair.
There is a flush draw out there, which Savendra seems to be a little bit worried about, as he should be. John definitely could have those spades.
Hij heeft een gelampen. Ja.
And he folds.
Hij en van PE, wat niet voor.
As you can see, the starting stacks are a bit bigger. Here at 300,000 than the opener.
This is going to be a long, long tournament, Jez.
And blinds are
3
going up
days.
every hour. It's
Yeah.
not only 30 minutes, it's
Long,
every
long
hour now.
tournament. 3 days straight of some insane poker. You guys do have an action-packed 3 days, so definitely tune in tomorrow as well. See some more faces joining us here at this feature table.
So Jonathan looks down at 8-7 under the gun. Folds. Or keep free.
1,000 to go.
Just really good play from him earlier.
Fold.
It's nice to see him back.
1,000.
Amy Vilela
Raise
on the
60,500.
button. King Jack off. Does raise it up. 2.5 bigs.
Fold.
So we see a new face. Sit down. KM.
Jamie will just pick up the blinds there.
Here's your sitting card.
Voorlopig genoeg morgen, weet je dat?
They give it to you.
I got it.
Ik hoop het juist. Zit hier of gloed niet. 12. Morgen.
The little slam starts tomorrow.
What will start tomorrow?
Doe wat?
The mini man.
That's why I said I'll make this one
That
start.
will
Oh, I did tomorrow, Saturday.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is gonna be a good.
So we're waiting to get dealt in here.
1,000 to go.
Okay, Free looking down at 9-2 suited on the gun.
Fold. 1,000 to go.
Folds.
Fold. 1,000 to go. Fold. 1,000.
Ja, dat shop een keer niet, je hebt nog geprokt.
500 more fold.
Should we all see? Have a look. Ah. Strung out.
Okay, the exit with the top.
No, they didn't have
Must say though, Jez, I am excited to watch this tournament.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
one is going to be absolutely.
this one is a bigger buy-in, so we're going to see a lot more experienced players here.
Indeed.
Just looking to,
And a lot higher stakes, I must say, with that bigger buy-in.
yeah,
People are going to be less willing to put their tournament life on the line. Obviously, the entry is a lot more expensive. They don't want to be firing a second bullet unless they have won one in a satellite.
Fold. 1,000
two
to go.
seats and then
Then they won't be too. Ooh, Jamie looking down at a stack of hearts under the gun +1.
Ricky. Yeah, Ricky's still in. Everyone's
Raises it up to 2.5 bigs.
Call. Fold.
Savendra
1,000
calling with Queen 4 of hearts. His hearts are dominated by Jamie. Orky in the big blind with 6-3 of clubs. He does defend it.
so we look at a flop here. See 8 to 10 rainbow.
Check a bet, check a bet.
Ace high is ahead at the moment. No hearts out there though for Jamie or Suvendra. Suvendra looking like he's going to take a stab at this one. She does.
5,500. Fold 5,500.
Orky gets straight out of there. What does Jamie opt to do with ace high here? Does fold it out. Very nice hand by Suvendra there. Recognized the weakness in their hands and took advantage of it.
Most definitely. So we're just settling in here at hand 8 at the Mega Million here at SunBet Poker Tour.
Uncle Sam, how are you?
Suvendra, I must say, starting off very strong. Picking up a couple thousand chips.
He is chip leading this,
1,000 to
not by
fold.
much.
Fold 1,000. Raise to
We
2,000.
are still very, very early, but he is showing a lot of strength.
Fold 2,500. Fold 2,500.
Jonathan Hyman looking down at ace queen offsuit on the button.
He's going to make
Where's this one?
Re-raise 8,000.
Re-raises.
Fold
Sorry,
8,000.
KM did open under the gun plus
Fold
1.
8,000.
Re-raises to 8 bigs. KM very lightly folding here with his king 5 of clubs.
Sir, how are you?
She does.
Fold.
Where's my 10 bag?
Jonathan picking up about 5 big blinds there.
Sure.
I mean, with the familiar faces of Jonathan Hyman, I think he is going to be looking to come back and do very well in this tournament because unfortunately he did go out around 2 people from the bubble of the money of the opener. He played some really good poker. Just very, very unlucky spot. And Orky,
unfortunate.
he really proved he means business in that opener.
300.
So he's going to be coming in here also out for blood, looking for a big cash here.
No, and he's probably feeling very happy that he did get that cash earlier and it's a little bit of extra money that he can
1,000 to
use.
fold.
KM looks at Queen 9 under the gun. So we pan over
Fold
to another
2,500.
table here.
Fold 2,500.
See Ashish, we also saw yesterday.
Fold 2,500. Fold 2,000 more. Fold 1,500 more. Oh,
Jamie making the call here.
Does defend his big blind.
KM definitely in favor.
Jamie's clubs are live. This flop is 2 clubs, king
check.
6-6. Jamie does have that club, and there is another club on the turn. Jamie does have the flush. And no help for KM. It's very difficult for Jamie to get paid in this position. As you can see, KM does just fold his hand.
Yeah, the flash sound made up all the soup. I'll reverse it straight. I never run it straight.
no, you are
Ignore
big
it.
blind.
You'll be in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let her fold it.
So we see a nice little card protector there from Jamie Villela. I don't know what that is, Callum.
Looks like a meerkat to me, I'd say. Although I have no clue. However, it does not have a tail unless it is in the shadows.
1,000 to call.
Ace Queen offsuit for Suvendra under the gun.
Raise to 2,500.
Raises.
Fold
2.5 bigs. Another familiar face in Huawei Singh.
2,500.
We did see him last year in the Mega Million.
Fold. 2000. Fold. Fold.
Orky does call with his 10-5 suited and Clem defending a big blind with 9-7 off. With 3 ways to a flop. Here comes King, Ace, 9, 2 spades.
Check.
A one with spades in their hand. Savendra with top pair. Are we looking for a rather largish sizing?
4005. Fold. 45.
Trying to scare off possible flush draws. It's half pot. Both players fold out.
Yeah, I think that was just a lot more in his range.
Did.
The two were looking for something else. Remember, guys, please remember to follow the socials, Facebook, Instagram, so you can get those regular updates on what's going on here at the SunBet Poker Tour 2025. Remember, you can always come down to come say hello here at the commentator's box
When you come to play
here at Carnival City.
Yeah, definitely come on down, guys. We have a lot of poker to be played still. This is just the beginning. A lot of events coming up to look out for. Freeze outs, also fun ones. Little Slam, of course, guys. That is an awesome one. And then the main event. And that one is going to be one to watch.
Fold.
However, this
25.
Mega Million is also up there.
Fold. 25. Fold. 25. Fold. Fold. 2000 more. 2000 more.
And makes a call.
2000 more.
Suvendra Naidu looks down at Jack 6 in the big blind, folds out. Not going to try and defend that here.
We are 3 ways to a flop, and I must say there are a lot of black cards in their hands. Our way with King 7 suited clubs, and there is a red flop. Comes
Oh.
Queen 6-2, and Will Foster
Foster has
has
flopped a
a
set
bottom
here.
set. This is up to 6.5 bigs,
6.5. 6005. 65. Fold. Fold.
around 2/3 pot. Folds all around. He'll pick up nice 7 bigs there.
So we've just got all 8 players sitting down here. We've got Suvendra Naidu, who's got 328,000 in his stack. Huawei Sun with 298k. Marcelo Batari with 285k. Jonathan Hyman with 297k. Aki Fari with 294k. Will Foster with 300k. Jamie Villela with 312. And KM with 289.
You in? You in there? Sit in the middle there.
Thousand. Come.
You bubble.
Fold. 1000 to go.
Sorry, dude.
Fold.
How did
1000.
you
So
stone
you see
bubble?
Oki Fari looking down at 6-2.
Fold. 1000.
Definitely going to be folding that.
Fold. Fold.
Pulls all the way around to the small blind of Savendra Naidu.
Who's going to
Five
put it in here?
He's going to call Wewe Sun, Queen 3 suited, just checks it. Heads up to a flop.
I think he dropped out.
Huawei Sun ahead here.
Gets an,
Up comes Jack Jack King.
Check.
2 diamonds.
Neither of them really connecting with this board at all.
Check. Check.
And
Wow.
we do see Huawei with top 2 pair.
2000.
We'll
Fold.
take that down.
Yeah, I mean, Savendra just knew that he hit the queen there. That's why he folded on out, and they checked all the way through, so.
And not much Savendra has either. He's 5-4. No showdown value there, unfortunately, for him.
Flowers. Flowers.
So we are just waiting to get dealt in here. Jonathan Hyman looking down at Queen 9 under the gun.
Fold, 1,000 to call. Fold, 1,000.
He also folding here.
Fold,
All
1,000.
Foster folds as well.
Raise 2005, fold 2005.
Jamie Valella raises it up
Fold,
to 2.5 bigs.
fold 1,005 more.
Het jy een bietjie van die stream gekyk toe ons
Folds all the way around to Marcello. Will also fold Jack 7
ek was klaar
suited
net.
in the big blind.
Ek het niks gekry nie. Ja, dit wel. Maar voor dit ek yes, ek was klaar nie.
Yeah, I mean, you fucked the chair.
King Jack. Ja, pocket 2 is King Jack. Ja, maar dit was klaar die deal gemaakt. Speel ons net weer trofee. Ja, dat was klaar die deal.
Jokes. How did you bubble?
Ja, hy het 160 gevat en ons het elkeen 85 vir die dag. Maar ek het just 300 gehad, hy het 300 gehad en hy het 1.6, 1.7 miljoen. Ja, hy het baie gehad.
So we are getting dealt in here.
Wat van?
Seeing
Ja, dit is altijd mekaar.
1,000 to call.
Lucky Furry under the gun. No fold here.
1,000 to call, fold. Raise to 2005.
Jack 9 of hearts for Wolf Foster. He will raise it up to 2.5 bigs.
Fold.
KM in the hijack with ace queen off. He just flat calls it. Devendra in the cutoff with a nice suited connector there.
Call.
Also just
2,500.
flatting. Huawei Sun with pocket 7s on the button. Looking to raise. He also just flats it actually.
We might be going
We have an action-packed flop, I must say, coming
all
up.
ways to the flop.
And they were all pretty decent hands, I must say.
KM is leading by 1%. Let's see what the flop comes out here.
Focus stone bubble. Focus stone bubble.
Comes King 2. Not a single person with a king in their hand.
Shallow bet.
Huawei Sun.
Huawei Sun definitely probably going to take a stab at this though, with the pocket 7s. Because he does have a higher 2 pair than the 2.
6,500.
And he knows it's very, very unlikely anyone else here will have a pocket pair. With everyone limping in.
Call.
Ja, maar hulle dink al gisteraand daarvoor begin.
AM is coming along with the ride though with his
14 nou op die bord.
ace high.
Die Sugi en hy in die hand. Die pot is al redelijk groot.
Comes
Sê vir Sugi vou, ek
2
het
of hearts.
Check.
Marco,
Shallow bet check.
vou
Here.
Sugi. Toe maak hy oop, 5-8.
Goes check, and the river is at 10.
Dis al aan mekaar.
Huawei in a very, very good spot here.
Check.
Him checking. Goes check. Pocket 7s will take this.
Mr. Huawei Sun does pick up a nice little pot there. 26 bigs.
Indeed.
I did. Should I?
Ja, come and change it.
10 of hearts. Label.
10 of hearts. Nou, bring one.
High card, let's try high card.
But you can do high card now. Put that one in.
Just recapping the rest of day 2 of that opener. I mean, that was actually quite awesome, I must say.
Yeah, we had a lot of action there on the final table.
One card. Just
And
only one card.
yeah,
Whole deck.
it's just been amazing.
And I mean, if that is anything to work off of, I think this is going to be just as good. That was a great start to the SunBet Poker Tour.
Why are you shuffling?
I'm dealing with
High card.
Oh. Ace.
Definitely sets the standards high for this tournament.
Queen.
That is the Mega Million.
Short
I
step.
mean, you never give me a
Oh,
hand.
yes, the 10
When
of
last?
hearts.
Years now.
No, they change
Hey,
it.
when?
I got hooked on the phone. Ek dalk gelyk en op gegaan het.
Yeah? Okay, and then I can. Sharp, thank you. I trust you.
So we just drew
I don't trust you.
High card there.
Ek het
Die lekker. Steeds om die te
ja, is baie tyd om speel. Dis moeilike ding.
sien kaart kan jy begin as jy
Nie weet ek het daar gegaan dis ek agste uit.
Huawei, I mean, Savendra Naidu
Come off the TV table.
Weer heel aan.
sitting at 324.
Ja,
see
ek
the
het
table
mos
breaking and he
like
accidentally
een
takes the
gedeelte
mic along.
When I bad beat dan. Gaan ek
We
weer
are belt in here.
Max.
1,000 to call.
We see Will Foster looking down at King Queen suited under the gun.
Raise to 3,000.
Ek het hom al onder gekry, dus ek vir ek gaan nog een keer
Fold,
gaan.
fold 3,000.
Laat
Or
sessie,
from
daar
Jamie
sessie.
Villela with King 8 suited. Savendra with 6-4 suited in the cutoff.
Paar ouens het bullets gegooi. Hoor.
Call
Also
3,000.
calls.
5, 6
3,000.
Jonathan Hyman in the small blind looking down at Ace Queen. What he opts to do in this position?
He raise 50.
Re-raises to 15.
That is a very, very large re-raise. Gonna be tough.
15. Call.
Will Foster does make the call, I believe. King Queen suited is going to come along for this ride. Jamie Valletta thinking on his King 8 suited. I do not think he thinks that is good enough.
Call.
He agrees. So we're going heads up to a flop, and this is a rather large pot, I will say. Their queens are blocked. So Will is looking for a king here. And it comes 6, 8, 10, 2 spades, 1 heart. So a backdoor flush draw for Will Foster. Jonathan's ace is ahead at the moment. What does Jonathan opt to do in this middle pair board?
He's going to bet into it.
Definitely just the usual C-bet here.
12.
Or the pre-flop aggressor. Will is coming along for the ride.
Snap calls.
We're off to a turn that is the 3 of spades. So no more flush draw for Will Foster. There are 3 spades out there though. There's definitely going to be scared of the flush. It's an all low to middle card board.
And
Jonathan
open on
really
the
does not connect to this with his 3
fold
bet.
off the table, please. 35.
Other than his pocket pairs, and Will does fold. So Jonathan will take down a pretty nice sized pot for day 1.
Here.
And guys, I think this is going to be an awesome tournament, and it is not too late to come join us. We have 9 levels until late reg ends. These are 1 hour levels.
Oh, definitely come and join in here, guys. It's going to be a great time. Lots of action, lots of poker, lots of really good poker here in the Mega Mill. 1 million rand guaranteed.
For a 25,000 rand buy-in, this tournament is huge.
Seeing a lot of experienced players here. Glad to see our youth is still representing here. Jonathan Hyman should maybe be seeing some other faces later in the tournament.
1,000 to call. Folds. Folds. Thousands. Fold. 1,000. Folds.
Jonathan Hyman looking down at ace-2, the button.
Raise 2-5.
I must say, this tournament is filling up. Now, we have quite a few tables open, guys. So I think we are off to quite a good start, I'd say. So do not miss out on this tournament. It's going to be an amazing tournament.
Check a bet.
As we see,
Check.
3 ways to a flop. No one connecting with this board.
Okifuri checks it.
Check.
Looks like a checks round. Another jack
Check a bet.
coming out on the turn.
Check. Check. Check a bet.
Or and Orky with pretty much the exact same hand here. Are blocking each other.
Jonathan
They have-
Hyman.
No chance to take this pot unless they do bluff it.
3,000.
Jonathan raising. Orky and Will most likely folding here.
Right.
Raise to 10,000. Fold. Raise to 10.
We see a re-raise from Orky actually in the small blind. Well, in position. What is Jonathan thinking? Yeah. That was a check raise from Orky. Jonathan questioning it here. That is definitely a really, really good play from Orky. And Jonathan does fold.
Does fold it.
Wow, what a hand from Orky, I must admit.
Very well played there.
Indeed, that
But
is
the
showing a
check
lot of
raise.
experience there from Orky. And we know he is a very, very strong player coming out of the opener.
Yeah,
Cashing.
finishing third there.
Yep. Jonathan did not have much there though on that board, unfortunately.
So we're panning over to some of the other tables
Those
here
are
at Mega
two
Million.
satellite winners sitting
He's
down
gonna
here for
play,
the Mega Million.
He's playing rugby, so.
They got a
yeah,
nice
can't play
cheap
on
entry of
weekends.
1,500 Rand into this 25,000 Rand buy-in.
So
Yeah.
seeing
I
Rudy
don't think he's
Fleischman
gonna
there on
play
the
this.
left.
It's also another big face and recognizable from that opener. Played some really, really good poker.
Colton League. So they practice every,
1,000 to go.
I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And they
This
play
game
on
looks down at
weekends.
Jack 6 under the
1,000
gun.
to go.
Svenda Naidu. As King Queen
Raise to 3,000.
raises to 3
Fold
bigs.
3,000. Fold 3,000. Fold.
So
Raise.
Svenja Naidu
Fold.
Oki's
does raise
folding.
it up with his king queen.
Fold round to Jamie Valilla.
A big blind with 7-5 suited. Most likely looking to defend it here.
but surely not.
How's it?
Check a
He
bet.
does. Oh, and the flop comes 3-7 king. Middle pair for
Check.
Jamie.
Check a bet.
Top pair for Suvendra.
4,500.
Suvendra is going to be putting a lot of pressure as the pre-flop aggressor with that king out there. Wonder what Jamie is thinking with his middle pair. Do you think this is good enough to call?
Now it's formally good evening,
Oh.
guys.
It does indeed come along. See a turn.
It's
Just looking for those 7s and 5s. 4 is not
check a
it.
bet.
However, he does pick up a gut
Check,
shot.
check a bet.
So he's out on now 7s, 6s, and 5s. Suvendra is still with that top pair. And he is not taking his
8,500.
foot off that gas.
Yeah.
He's putting Jamie in a very, very tough spot here, Jez, I must say.
Jamie Valilla still carrying on though.
Call.
Makes the call.
So he's looking for a 7, 6, or a 5. 9 outs one time. See if Jamie can hit any of them. And there is another 3. So Suvendra
Check a
does
bet,
have
check.
2 pair.
Queen.
Kings and 3s. Jamie goes check, check.
Wow.
Another nice hand for Suvendra. He's
Svendra.
starting off very, very hot.
Yeah, the turn.
Might definitely be a player to watch out for, AJs.
Definitely.
3,000.
I'm giving
Penny
it.
playing a little
Penny
bit.
change, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Moving it, huh?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So we see a new player sit down here at the table.
Oh, blind.
Sorry.
You heard it there in the background, but it wasn't processing.
Preoccupied, the old time.
Hello, my love.
I'm allowed.
I mean, Callum, at least when we're looking at the first feature table at this event,
Jonathan.
we're not seeing
Nice to meet you.
the winners'
Okay.
cards being shown anymore.
Party no
Yeah,
secret
indeed.
track.
That was a
Yeah,
very
that's
controversial
true.
thing in the
Sampark.
opener. Every time somebody would take down a pot, after the flop, they would show their cards.
1,000 to call.
You guys were here for that. A lot of people
Who's
asking
that
questions
guy?
about
12,000 to call.
Yes. I just come from the work.
So we see Gavin Sardini sitting down at the
12,000,
table here.
12,000,
Shadow
Oh,
flats
Cello
with his
Batari.
12,000,
King Jack off. He does limp in. Gonna
12,000,
fall around
fold, fold,
the
check
small
away,
blind.
check.
Sorry, Will Foster also coming along.
Flop comes 366.
Check,
Rainbow
check a bet, check, check,
checks around the table.
check a bet.
All of hearts.
2,000. Fold,
Every flop
2,000,
is a paired board. Fold.
It's
folds.
okay. That's enough for that four.
KM picks up a nice little pot there.
I'm really, really
Welcome
looking
to
forward to
game.
the deeper
Welcome.
stages of this tournament, I must say. This is gonna
Ace
show
king on.
a lot of good poker
King,
here.
ace queen. Floppy queen. Then we flush.
Return as a first.
Yeah.
Flush, pussy. Pussy, jack.
I fucking want to eat. I eat. Yes, I like to eat.
You want delay?
Yeah.
Song. Guaranteed. 1,000 to call. Raise to 2,000.
Gavin Sardini raises to 2K.
Call 2,000.
Marcelo Bateri with his pocket sixes is coming along for the ride.
Fold 2,000.
Jonathan Hyman
fold,
folding his Jack 5 suited.
Call.
Falls round to Jamie Villela. Pocket
Pocket
sevens.
sevens on the button. I'm gonna come along there. KM in the small blind as well with his ace 9 off. Gonna come along.
Call. Thank you.
As we taking a look at the flop here, have 5 ways to a flop.
Check a
See
bet.
8, 8, 10, rainbow.
Check a bet.
KM gonna check. Savendranada opening
2,500. Fold 2,500.
the bet here. 2.5 bigs. Gavin Sardini falls out of there.
Call 2,500. Call. Folds.
Paired board.
Svendra is ahead with his top pair at the moment.
Elke woord in die klein kaart.
Jamie and Martello with their pockets.
Check a bet. Check. Check a bet.
Savendranada checking there.
Check.
Marcelo Bateri also checking. Checks all the way around.
Check a
There
bet.
is a 2 for the 2 pair of Svendra Naidu. And it checks around again. He will take down this pot. The 2
Nice
did
little
not change anything though.
13K.
And I folded the best hand.
Speaking about some really big players here, we've got
No,
KM
Oh,
on the table, who actually won the Mega Million event last year.
You didn't
So he is definitely a player to look out for. Sure, he is going to very much want to come and reclaim that trophy.
And he came third in the main event last year as well.
Third in the main event this year, sorry, at the last series. So he's definitely someone to watch out for. Very, very, very strong player. I'm sure he's going to be showing that strength and that experience throughout this tournament.
1,000 to call.
Marcelo under the gun looking down at ace 10, not suited.
Call 1,000. Fold 1000. Fold 1000.
Balls around. Two will Forster.
Ace-5 offsuit in the hijack.
What do you think? Call.
It's going to
Okay.
limp in as well.
1000.
How's it? How are you?
Savendra Naidu.
Check a raise. Check.
Kevin Sardini checks.
Are you right?
So we go 4 ways to a flop here. Flop comes 10-2-4 rainbow.
Check. Check a bet.
Marcello connecting top
Check a
pair.
bet. Check.
Open another table now, that's for sure.
Check.
Checks all the way around.
Check a bet.
There's another 2 on the board. It does not help anyone.
Clearing the board.
Check. 3000. Call. 3000.
Marcello now takes a stab with his top pair. Will coming along with his ace-5. Does have a gut shot. There is a king, so no help for Will. Marcello is ahead with his
Check
now
bet.
second pair. Goes check, check. Marcello will take this one down. Nice little pot there.
Nice little 7k for Marcello there.
Let's see.
How are you?
Good on you.
So we see a new player taking Orki's position here. Just takes his seat down. So we're waiting to get dealt in.
Ek weet nie. Almal wat hier Joel gaan na Joel. Dan kyk baie van die ouens.
So we're getting dealt in here. The feature table. The SunBet Poker Tour 2025.
Dat is ja.
Wil net van 50 ouens kry.
1000 to call.
Dan gee jy op 50.
Dan
Today. That was a freezer.
Jonathan Hyman folding his 9-5 suited under the gun.
Dan vind ek jou get.
Call 1000.
Daar is
Tim does open limp with his 9-7 of hearts.
Raise to
Orky
3000.
raises it up with
Call.
Jack 9
3000.
suited.
Call.
Will
3000.
calls with his ace-6 suited.
3000.
So does Jamie Valele at 10-7 suited.
Fold 3000.
Because then there's a 50k off.
Fold 3000. Call.
So we're going 4 ways to a flop here. See what the flop is. Flop is 2-5-6 rainbow.
Check a bet. Check. Check.
Will Forster's decision here.
7,000.
Checks round to him.
Fold 7000.
Will does have top pair on this board. A lot of draws out there. This is a very connected board. For the straights. Very, very likely no one has many though.
Call.
Kan het. Goed, goed.
Check a bet.
Tim is not backing down yet.
Check. Check a bet.
Will Forster sitting with most percentage to win.
Indeed, Tim has,
Check.
however,
Checks
picks
it
up his
back.
hearts as out. And there's a 4, no help
Check
for
a bet.
him. However, this does open a lot more options for straights.
Check. Check.
Goes check, check, and will pick it up with his pair of 6s.
So Will Foster picks up a nice little 18.5 big blinds there. We should be seeing a lot of action here today at the SunBet Poker Tour. We're seeing the field is really starting to fill up here. Oh, and the vibe is just amazing here at Carnival City. It's a wonderful venue. So yeah, guys.
Definitely come on down. Remember, follow the socials. Check out the website, SunBet Poker Tour. Keep updated with everything, the
He's saying
schedule.
They need 40 players, what? 50 players.
A lot of poker to be
50
played.
players for what?
I
game?
said I don't think they'll get 50 for the freeze out, but you never know.
But they don't need 50.
For the 40k.
1,000.
So what, a 1 mil guaranteed, huh?
No, isn't there no guarantee
What's a guarantee?
On the freeze.
for the 40k?
I don't think that.
I don't think there's a
Tim
guarantee.
limps in with 10-9 off under the gun. And okay for you looking at ace-jack off with the gun
I
plus
don't
1.
think they'll get
It's
50.
going to raise this up.
But you never know.
2,500. Fold 2,500.
Suvendra and I do
There's a lot of big
probably also going to be
ones
folding
plus
here.
each other.
Folds 2,500.
A 40k, 50k.
The thing is, the guys that come to play the big ones prefer that because then,
Fold call.
and they can play. them.
Another ace-jack off for Marcello Bottery in a small blind. It's now
Yeah,
Orky
especially
and
the guys
Marcello
at table.
blocking each other coming into this flop.
Folds 2,500.
So Tim is the favorite here.
Yeah.
Call.
3 ways to a flop. Tim is calling that raise with 10-9 off.
As the flop comes King 6-5 Rainbow
Check out
once
that.
again.
But King is in
Check.
favor of Orky. And he is looking to take the stab,
5,000.
and he does. Marcello, same hand as Orky. He opts to
Fold
fold.
5,000. Fold.
Kings are in Orky's range, and he does take down that pot. And here we can see the other tables. I mean, this room is already filling up, and we are early
Ja,
in
ek dink vyf.
this
Five.
tournament.
Vyf, ja.
Still level 1.
Ek dink
We
vyf.
have quite a few tables here.
Seeing a few familiar faces. We just saw a Sheesh in that last table there. Rudy Fleischmann.
So they're ending on time. not
Daniel
playing,
Scott,
so
who was one of our
after the
satellite
5
winners
levels,
for the opener.
do we stop until day
He
2?
also won himself a seat
okay.
into this.
1,000 to call.
Guys, that really shows you the value of these satellites.
Fold 1,000.
Keep updated with that satellite schedule.
Raise 2,500.
We did hear
Fold
some
2,500.
players talking about the 40k freeze out.
Call.
We do have a satellite into that
2,500.
tomorrow, so definitely come down and check that out.
Call. 2,500.
KM calling with his king queen suited.
Gabbard Sardidi does have pocket jacks here.
Does indeed. He cut off. Kevin thinking what to do here. He is in position. Does have a nice pocket pair there.
They raise 8,500.
Does raise it up to 8 big blinds.
Folds 8,500. Folds 8,500.
Holds. All the way around. Back to our pre-flop aggressor, Will Forster, and he will come with 6-4 suited as well as KM with his king-queen suited. Suvenda also with a nice suited connector. Also going to come along 9-8 suited.
We're going 4 ways to a flop here. It comes Queen 10-8 Rainbow.
KM does connect with top pair on this board.
Check. Check a bet. Check.
He opts to check. All of them check. Gavin here, our pre-flop 3 bets. Definitely going to apply some pressure here on this board.
15.
Fold.
Fold 15. Call 15. Fold.
AM does come along. 15 big blind raise. I must say this is quite a big pot screwing up here. Gavin does have a gut shot.
Check a bet. Check.
There's an
check a
ace.
bet.
No help for Gavin. However, that ace is a
Check.
good card for him. Does opt to check it. There's
Check
another
bet.
10. Both of them now 2 pair. KM does take this pot though with the queen. And he's going to bet into
17.
Gavin here, our pre-flop aggressor. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Gavin go for a re-raise here. This is quite a good board for him as with a 3-bet. A lot of that, the time, that queen is not enough.
So we see him tanking for a bit here. He's
Does
going to
fold
fold.
out though.
Really good fold there from Gavin Sardini. Really
KM
good
picking
read.
up a really, really nice pot there.
Maybe could have put Mr. KM on a full house there.
Possibly. Well, I mean, there is a lot that beats those pocket jacks.
So we are getting dealt in here. Feature table.
Folds. 1,000 to call.
Jamie Valero looking down at pocket
Let's do
eights.
3-5.
Under the gun plus
Fold.
1.
3-5.
He's going to raise it to 3.5.
Vendra, he is our chip leader on this table at the moment.
Fold. 3-5.
It's on at ace 8 of clubs. Gavin in the hijack, looking down at king queen offsuit.
Call. Fold. 3-5. Fold. 3,000 more. Call. 3-5.
Tim actually coming along in that small blind with 6-4 off. Quite a wide range there. Orky also defending his big blind with king 3 suited. We are 5 ways to a flop here. Comes 2 queen queen.
Check a bet.
Gavin flopping
Check,
trips
check,
here.
Check a bet.
Jamie looks like he might take a stab at this pot here. Pocket 8s could be good a lot of the time.
Check. Check
Oh,
a
he
bet.
does check it. Svendra
Check.
also checking.
Check a bet.
Gavin now with the trips. How does he decide to play this hand? He's going to raise it up. It's going to be very, very hard for him to get a caller here on this board though.
Just did.
Huh?
Just did.
4.
Other than
1,000.
Jamie.
20k. Above.
Does
Start.
raise it up.
Yeah. Start with 300. I'm on 320. I'm saying
Fold.
put me above.
1,000.
Get out.
Fold.
Drive home safe, eh?
Fold.
Sorry, ek kon weet nie hoe te.
Yeah, Jamie does come along with the call. His pocket 8s.
Hier staan Kelly.
You're off to a turn. Heads up.
Dit is jou bro.
There's a 4. No help for Jamie.
Check a bet.
Jamie's got
Oh,
10
sorry,
outs here.
Jamie does pick up the spades out there. He is the only one with a spade in his hand, and there is 3 spades out there. Kevin checks it, and there's an ace. So now no help for Jamie.
Check a bet.
Kevin's trip queens are good here. I'd look to extract some value from Jamie. However, it might be quite difficult to find a caller on this board now.
Check.
So he does just check it.
Check
Of course, his queens are good. Picks up a nice 19 big blind pot there.
He's going to be happy with that one. It's Kevin Sardini. Pulls in a nice little pot there.
Small blind. Wil jy het nie? Dis kat was en was. Wat?
Maar die pot weer nog even terug.
Ja. Ek dog hy kon nie met dit staan.
You check the river. Or bad.
The river.
Yeah.
Check it down.
sounds like Jonathan trying to pick up some information on his opponents there.
And that is a really important aspect of the game.
Is indeed
Just trying to figure out what your
Doesn't
opponents
Fold.
do
do.
with what their hands,
Doesn't.
what hands they have. May very well help you put them
Folds.
onto something in the future.
Folds.
So KM limping in with 5-4 of diamonds, as well as Marcello Bottery,
Fold.
the 8-6 of
Doesn't.
hearts.
Jonathan Hyman folding there.
Tim is on the button with King 8,
Raise to
and
5,000.
he raises it up to 5 big blinds with King 8 offsuit. We have seen Tim playing quite a wide range, however he is on the button here.
Call. Raise to 5. Fold. Call. 5,000. Sorry.
Orky does come along to the right, and that's small blind.
Please note this is a
Ace 10 off.
non-vaping area.
Puts
If you would
the
like to have a cigarette
Holds
in
out
a
big.
conference room down the hallway, you can there.
Sorry, Orky does raise it. He does just call, sorry. Tim raised with his King 8 off. The 4 ways to a flop. It is King 3 6.
12.
So Tim
Fold. 12. Call.
with
12.
top pair there on this board.
Check up. Oh, sorry. Check up that.
But however, KM does have the open ender, so he did come along,
Check up that.
and he does.
15.
Tim is going to continue applying that pressure with his top pair here. What is KM,
Call.
champion of this Mega Million last year, decide to do? He does decide to come along to the river, which is a Queen of Diamonds. Sorry, the turn. No, this is the river. We have the river is 3 of hearts. So no help KM here. Kings will do this.
So we see some tanking a bit here.
Deciding what to do.
25. 25 people.
Not going to get a core out of KM here. I do not believe. There's nothing, unfortunately.
Just wait. Just wait a little bit.
Sorry. It was me. I wanted a coffee. Okay, I want a coffee. Coffee, 2 sugars and milk, please.
KM does decide to fold.
Right.
Tim picks up a nice 44 big blind pot.
Enough.
Definitely not bad for the stage in the tournament. Tim is
That was
playing
a rather-
quite a wide range.
Yeah.
Rather large pot there.
1,000 small blinds. Blinds are up.
Blinds have just gone up.
The aces het van river, you know.
We are now at level 2 of this tournament. We have 9 levels of registration for those of you who do want to come down and jump into this 1 million rand guaranteed tournament. That is a 25,000 rand buy-in. I'm in for the W. I think he's winning this one. This Caden. It would be awesome to see a youngster take down one of these big tournaments. Would definitely be good for the game.
Call. 1,005. Fold.
AM
1,005.
limping under the gun with his track 10 off. Gavin Sardini under the gun +2 with his A7 of spades. Does
Raise. 4,
raise
5.
it up to 4.5 bigs.
Fold. 4, 5. Fold. 4, 5. Fold. 4, 5.
Orky Faria on the button with pocket sixes.
Call.
Does make the
Fold.
call.
4, 5. Call.
Jamie with pocket sevens in our big blind.
Call.
Also going to come along for the ride.
KM calls.
That is blocking our pre-flop aggressor of Gavin Sardini's 7.
Flop comes 942
Oh,
rainbow.
grab me a Fanta.
Check a bet.
Grab me a Fanta.
Pocket 7's actually ahead on this board at the
How you doing?
moment.
Check. Check a bet. Check.
Nice.
Check a bet. Check.
On like
Check a bet.
320.
3.
Orky definitely may take a stab here with his pocket 6s. A lot of the time they
Keep it
are
up.
good.
11.
I can't.
Unfortunately, this time he is up against another pocket pair. However, we will see what Jamie opts to do.
Fold 11.
Jamie does fold the 7s.
Fold 11.
Gavin
Call.
calls. And we are 2 ways to a turn. There's a king.
Check a bet.
So no help for Gavin.
Check. Check a bet.
Pocket 6 is still ahead.
Check.
Just check, check to a river. Another king. What Gavin, our pre-flop aggressor, decides to do with those 2 kings on the flop, on the board. He's going to take a stab at it here.
13.
He bets out
1,
13,000. Key free. Take the time here to think.
Is quite a small bet for the pot size. Definitely can look like he's trying to extract value from Orky here. Orky
Call.
does make the call with his pocket 6s and he will take down this pot.
Hey, sorry.
Gavin tried to
That's a
bluff
lot,
at it there.
I don't blame you.
Didn't really work out for him. Key free is going to take down 39 big blinds there.
Nou, zij wil al mee. Die was er echt wel lastig vanuit.
Well, you can help me.
Yeah. Who won the first event?
Oh, no, you can mark it and
Maar
made it mark it again first.
Oh, you made a deal. Well done, huh?
grinder.
I mean, they guaranteed 500, huh?
Ja, het was 160 on top.
So we are waiting to be dealt in here.
1005.
SunBet
Fold.
Poker Tour 2025. Here at Carnival City.
Definitely come down and check it out. A lot of poker to be played. 10 days straight of poker. Some awesome satellite events, some awesome
3.5.
expensive
Raise.
buy-ins,
3.5.
and some free rolls for you guys. So a lot to do.
Fold 3.5. Fold. 3.5.
Key free looking down at ace-5. Suited.
The cutoff, what does he opt to do here?
Call.
Does
3.5.
call,
Fold. Call.
fold to Jamie in the small blind, with his jack 10 off. Does also make the call. KM in the big blind with 7-4 off.
Also
Does
makes the
call as well. So we are 5 ways to a flop once again. Ace 3-3. The top pair
check
for
a bet.
Orky.
Check. Check a bet. Check. Check a bet. Check. Check.
Checks down to Orky and he also decides to check here with his ace. There is a 2. So
Check.
now some draws out there.
Check. Check. Check.
A check around to Orky once again. What
Check
does he opt to do with his ace?
Fold.
And gut
10.
shot.
Fold 10.
Bets 10 big blinds into the pot. Folds around. Big Gavin with his
Call.
7-6.
10. Fold.
Folding.
Kevin Sardini is looking for a spade here. Comes the king of
Check a
diamonds.
bet. Check. Check a bet. 10.
So Orki taking down another pot. The Orki running away with it a little bit here. 360 big blinds. It's definitely not slowing down from his third place in the main event. Played some really, really good poker there and is not looking to stop.
So we are still really early in the Mega Million here. Let's see a lot happening. So they do say all you need is a chip in a chair.
One five.
So you
Fold,
see
1 5.
Gavin Sardini folding there.
Fold 1 5.
Jonathan Hyman looking down at ace-6 of diamonds.
Raise to 4,000.
He's going to raise it up to 2 big blinds. Blinds are now 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah, it just looks like it hasn't been
Well,
changed there on the overlay.
Calls in the cutoff with his 6-4 suited. KM also coming along with King 9 off in the small blind. Svendra going to throw that 10-2 in the trash. I must say 10-2 is one of the most disgusting hands to look down at.
Yeah, that thing is
Hate
going
that.
straight into the bin most of the time.
What comes 4, 5, queen, 2 spades.
Check up it.
Will does connect with the bottom pair. And it checks all the way through to a turn, which is a 6. So Will now with a 2 pair, 3 spades out there. Is Jonathan going to take a stab at the spades? He does. Gathering chips here for a raise.
6.
It's going to be pretty hard to shake Will maybe with his 2 pair.
Raise.
He does re-raise him
14.
to
Fold. 5 to 14.
14,000. Jonathan decides to do here. Jonathan did connect with that 6.
Fold.
Does decide to fold here to Will Foster's 2 pair.
So Will Foster just pick up a nice little pot there. So we see Jonathan Hyman just taking his chips.
Yep, backing up the chips there. They are breaking this table. Well, Jonathan is leaving us. Youngster, we wish him luck here from the commentary
I
booth.
don't use these anyway.
Hopefully he stays around.
The night is still young, Kenny.
You demark me. How's it, Jared? I don't have hands. How are you?
So we are getting dealt in here.
1 5.
See Marcelo Batari under the gun, probably going to fold here.
Fold 1
7
5.
5. So I'm also getting up there.
Fold 1 5. Folds. Folds.
Folds around to Jamie Valela, who's going to be
Folds.
calling.
500 more. Check a
So
raise.
Vendra Naidu defending his small blind with King 9 here. Gavin Sardini looks down at Jack 5 suited.
Really, eh?
Checks it down. Let's see what the flop
Went
looks
over the
like.
park rather than raise there because when raise I was calling.
The flop comes 10, queen, 9, 2 clubs. A lot of draws out there.
Or
Check.
said you queens or whatever.
Check a bet.
Shivendra does connect with bottom pair and he has that king of clubs in his hand.
Check a bet.
Jamie does connect top pair though and he's looking to bet and get rid of the clubs and draws in the spot.
Wasn't folding the
Call,
river, the
3
river
5.
Shivendra calling.
If he had it.
Gavin also calling his
Call.
backdoor straight draw. We are still 3 ways to a turn.
Turn comes the ace of spades.
Check a bet. Check. Check a
So
bet.
Gavin now has a gut
Check.
shot.
Check.
Still. Sorry, it was an open ender.
Check a bet. Check.
Still no help for anyone here except for Jamie with his pair of queens.
Check a bet.
He is just going to check and he's going to pick up this pot. Queen is good here.
See. Seeing quite a bit of action here going into the flop.
Well,
5 ways to the flop most times.
It's still very, very early in the tournament. So ranges are going to be quite wide here.
all good.
Stacks are massive. People are going to be looking to play as many hands as possible.
Try and build up their stack.
Indeed, indeed.
One five. Fold. 1-5. Fold. Fold.
Is it folding around here?
KM.
KM.
Fold.
Just gonna
Forces
fold.
ace 4 off. So Vendra on the button does have a slightly wider range, however 10-6 is not in that range.
5,000.
Decides to fold it out.
Call. Check a raise.
Gavin in the small blind just calling his jack 7 and Marcello in the big has jack 6.
The flop comes 8 king ace.
Check a bet. Check.
So
Check a bet.
either playing
Check.
connecting here. There's a
Check a bet.
queen.
Check. Check.
X down. 6 comes out.
6 comes.
Check. Check.
We're looking at a chop there. However, Marcello does take that one big blind part.
Nee, goed gedaan. Hij heeft goed gedaan en die zet eruit voor. Hij is niet bang om recepten te zetten.
Ja.
1-5.
Walking for you under the gun, looking at ace-6 of diamonds. Looking to raise it up here, it seems.
Ja.
Raise to 3,000.
Raise it up to
Fold.
2 big blinds.
Call. Fold. 3,000.
I believe the
Call.
blinds are
1,000.
1.5. So Vendra coming along with his ace-4 suited. As well as Jamie Valella with 10-9 suited. A nice suited connector there.
1-5.
Tim in the big blind with jack 3 off. He defend with his hand. He does indeed.
Ace is gehad, ace is gehad.
4 ways to a flop. Once again, 8-8-6. Orky does connect with his 6.
That's 7,000.
However, Jamie does have a gut shot here.
Orky Fury hits out 7,000. Our chip leader. Jamie Villela
Call.
is going to
7.
make the call.
Fold. 7.
Savandra Naidu does get out of the way, so does Tim.
We're heads up to a turn. is the
Check a
Queen
bet.
of Hearts.
Check a bet.
Jamie now improving to a double gutter here
Check.
with that Queen. However, Orki's still ahead with his ace. There is the 5.
Check a bet.
That does not help anyone. Orki's ace high is the best here. He's going to take a stab at it.
10.
Most likely
Fold.
folding Jamie out, which he does. So Orki picking up another pot here. Definitely showing that he is not going to slow down from that opener. It's some really, really good poker and is not planning on stopping there.
Oh, just some amazing hands being played here.
I mean, the awesome thing about cashing in that opener is these players do have a lot of momentum coming into the second tournament.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling a lot more confident in their game.
A lot more settled as well, as they have been here before. As we see Orki clearly proving that. Looks very, very settled and comfortable playing his poker. Other players who have just joined us here for the Mega, maybe not so much.
1-5.
So we see Will Forster
Raise to
down at pocket
4,000.
tens. Raises it up.
Fold 4,000.
So it folds
Fold
around
4,000.
to Gavin Sardini.
Fold.
Also folds.
4,000. Call.
Tim
Tim
calling
Folds.
the small blind with his ace-9 offsuit.
Flop comes 5 Jack 3 rainbow.
Check a bet. Check.
Pocket 10s way ahead at the moment.
8. Fold.
Tim does fold up. So will pick up a little pot there with his pocket 10s.
So we see a little bit of statistics there. Orki Free is leading.
This table showing exactly what we were talking about. A lot of experience, nice and settled, has a lot of momentum. Wishing best of luck to our other opener players there. In Marco and JP. Sure, they will be looking to join in this tournament as well.
One five.
Jamie under the gun,
Fold. 1-5. Fold.
limps
1-5.
in with Queen 10 off.
Fold 1-5.
Gavin in the hijack with a nice suited connector there. Maybe looking to raise. Which he does
3.5,
indeed.
4-5. Fold 4-5.
4,500 chips. Round 3 big blinds.
Tim does look down at King Jack suited here in the button. Could be looking for a re-raise.
Probably just going to call this one, I think. He's playing a bit of a wider range, which we know Tim
Re-raise
is.
15.
He does indeed re-raise it.
Fold 15. Fold 15.
Just saying, Tim
fold
is playing a bit of a wider range,
15.
looking to get in as many hands as possible. Really lead the action.
Gavin Sardini
Gavin?
does call.
That's 6-5 suited.
Thank you.
So heads up to a flop that comes King
Check
Ace
bets.
2.
Check. Check
So-
so
Tim ahead with second pair. It is a rainbow board, so no help for Gavin. This is way out of Gavin's hands because he knows this is in Tim's range. He has not connected with this board whatsoever. Likely just going to fold out, see what she does.
I think Gavin just
Yeah,
tried to see a flop there. That's why he called the 3-bet.
Must say, I like that 6-5 suited. This is really, really nice suited connector. However, that is not the flop you were looking for. Especially when you're facing a 3-bet, Jez.
Ah, you're definitely looking for that straight flush, my brother.
Indeed.
There won't be a dinner break.
No, they won't.
Started late, yeah.
Here, you want a massage?
10 minutes. The break is now 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Ah, that's bullshit.
Gavin gaan ons allemaal grond koop.
10 minutes. Also,
See, hockey free.
can't even go on the piss.
Chap
Do you
leading
see
here.
the seating positions?
Kan nie daarom so lank nie.
Players.
So we're getting Dalton here.
Look at the problem. 10 minutes only. Yeah, they fucking
Fold 1-5.
bend the fucking ream stukken.
Fold 1-5. Fold 1-5. Fold 1-5. Fold 500 more. Call,
Will
check
defend
raise.
his small blind here with King 9 off. Jamie in the
Check.
big blind. Blind versus blind situation with Queen 5 off. We're off to a flop and it comes King 6-5. So
Check.
Jamie with bottom pair, Will with top.
100,000.
Jamie does lead out. Will possibly for a raise here. Does look like it. Is it up
Raise 8-5.
to 8.5 thousand?
Nah.
So Jamie folding out it seems. Will pick up another pass.
Believe it, that king
Is that mine? No, that's my
No,
train.
it's
Oh,
good.
sorry. Ek het
King 8.
ek het 10 9.
Yeah. Body bottom.
Queen 5.
King 8, king 5.
So we are seeing the player positions again.
He was 5-4 king. Or 5-6 queen.
Guys, do remember to follow the socials, the Instagram and Facebook, SunBet Poker Tour.
You said you were sticking us to
We'll be
prawns
posting
later,
updates
What
there
is it?
every
What is
single
it?
day,
What is that?
such as
You
our
said
tournament
you were
winners.
sticking us to prawns later.
If you would like some more information, go to sunbetpokertour.co.za, get the player guide, really show you some additional information on what's going on here.
Vendra Naidu picking up pocket fives under the gun.
Yeah.
Got a lot of body
Raise 3.5.
Raises it up to 3,500.
Fold 3.5.
Yeah, everything costs something these days.
3.5.
As we look at pocket kings, puts him in the hijack.
He's definitely going to be looking to re-raise this year.
No, my wife already made some
Ten.
Guys.
laptops and so
Raise
what got
10.
before I came here.
That's
10.
Three bets to 10k.
Fold 10. Fold. Fold.
Folds all the way around back to Savendra Naidu. What does he opt to do with his pocket fives? Does make the call. We're heads up
Call.
to the flop.
Sugar bets.
Flop coming
Check.
3,
Sugar bet.
10, 8. No help for the pocket fives. Tom way ahead and he is
17.5.
raising into this flop. However, this flop is not really in Tim's range, other than the high pocket pairs, which we do see he does have. Savendra could definitely come along with the call here.
Fold.
Like Queen Jack.
He does decide to fold.
What can he say, yeah? Got some spades too.
He's queen. No, I had a pair.
So we are waiting to get dealt in here.
Pulling up quite nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 table. Yeah. Either. Those 2 people
If
on.
anyone wants to do 2,500 flips for seats, we can do those for you. Rate 3 flips, 2,500. We go to these bars.
So we are getting dealt in here. The feature table for the Mega Million event down here at SunBet Poker Tour. Carnival City.
1-5. Fold. 1-5. Fold. Fold. 1-5.
So Oki Fury looks down at pocket eights. Let's look to raise it up here.
Raise to 3,000.
Three big blinds.
Fold 3. Call 3. Call.
We head to the flop here. Comes 4, 10, 7,
Check. Check. Check a bet.
2 spades.
Pocket 8's looking pretty good
Okay.
compared to the 8-5, the Queen 9.
Fold
However,
10.
they do have some draws, but Jamie's going to fold out there. Not sure what KM has in the small blind. Looks like he's looking for a call.
Raise
He
to 30.
re-raises
Raise to
to
30.
30,000. What does Orki opt to do here with his pocket 8s?
It's a really big raise here.
Also pretty standard though, 3 times the sizing. Putting a lot of pressure on Orki, putting him in a tough position here with those pocket 8s. Can be quite vulnerable.
Call.
Makes the call.
And comes at 3, absolutely no help for Orki. KM is not taking his foot off the gas here.
37.
Also another round half pot raise there from KM. Orki in a really, really tough spot here. Those pocket 8s. As they are vulnerable to a pair of 10s.
Makes the call.
Could be
Raise to
a
75.
re-raise, which it is actually indeed.
All in.
And KM
Jams
jams.
all in.
Wow. Orki in a really, really tough spot here. KM seems very, very strong. What is Orki going to do with his pocket 8s here?
242.
I kind of like the fact that we don't know what KM's cards are here.
This is like a mystery card.
Orki Ferry in a really tough position here.
Can't even see what KM is thinking. For all we know, KM could even be bluffing us here in the booth.
Does
Orki
fold it
folding
out.
out those pocket 8s. I must say, I would probably be doing the same in this spot. KM picking up a really, really large pot there. 115,000 chips. That is going to put him quite far in the chip lead on this table. 400,000 chips almost. I think he is definitely going to be looking at reclaiming another trophy here in this Mega Million.
And I think I did just hear KM say that he did get a pair of... Did have a pocket 10s there.
Pocket 10s, he says. Information isn't always reliable, but definitely played that line.
Oh, okay.
Was Marco in the game? This is Boom. What game are you talking about? Marco was our opener winner, taking home the trophy and 169,000 rand.
That's why I thought you had 5-6.
You love this card.
Scissor, to answer your question, yes, Marco is playing the Mega Million.
Fold on.
Tristan, we are playing until around 12:30 this morning. So a lot of action still to go today. So guys, stay tuned.
5 raise. 5,500. Fold. 5,
Stay
5,
tuned for
fold.
that.
5, 5, 5,
We are going to have an
So we see
awesome
Tim
night
looking down at pocket aces
Wow.
here.
against pocket 10s for Jamie Valella in the cutoff.
Call.
We do
Fold.
have a
5,
call. And pocket queens in the small blind for Suvendra Naidu.
We are
3
going
pocket pairs here.
3.
Suvendra could even be looking at re-raising this.
We raise to 6.
He does
He
indeed.
re-raises.
And now what is
Fold
Tim going to do with
16.
these pocket aces? Can either slow play here or go for a massive re-raise.
playing roundabout?
Wow. We have a lot of action here. 3 pocket pairs.
450.
No, that's
450. No, sorry.
Sorry, I'm asking for a count here.
No, but I can't force.
100, 200, 270.
Okay, it's under 300, eh?
Tim trying to see what Shivendra has there behind him. Definitely looks like he's going to go for a very, very big re-raise here.
55 raise.
Which he
Then
does
100.
do.
55.
So there is the 4-bet from Tim to 55 big blinds. What is Jamie thinking with his pocket tens? Definitely. Oh, he makes the
55,
call.
55.
Jays, if I was in Jamie's spot there, I do not think I would have come along to a 4-bet with pocket tens. I do love that hand, but it is looking quite weak here, as we can see. A 4-bet usually means top range, aces, ace, king, kings, and I mean, that is what we are looking at, unfortunately, for Tim with his pocket aces.
With a call.
Shivendra also coming along with pocket queens, so we are 3 ways to a flop, and this is a massive pot already brewing.
167 big blinds. We have not even seen a pot. Flop comes 9, 6 clubs, 9, 6 king, 2 clubs.
Tim also with the ace of clubs in his hand. So he is not too worried about the clubs out there. Well, every single one of them has a club in their hand. If we do see a club on the turn, I think Tim definitely going to look to... Yup. He is continuing to apply pressure with those aces.
Makes it 100 big blinds
With that king
here.
out there, we are definitely going to see possibly some folds here. That is in Tim's re-raise range.
Fold.
Shivendra also folding his pocket
Yeah,
queens
queen,
and shows them.
queens,
Is
yeah.
Tim going to show the table his aces here?
Ace king. Ace king.
That was a scary one.
He
but
does
I
indeed.
re-raised me on that.
And Tim picks up a massive pot of 112. Another massive pot of 112,000.
Comfortable with the king, 'cause
Tim has 460,000 in front of
I'd
him.
have had a re-raise. Yeah, I'd have had a
Tim
re-raise.
is now
Yeah, we had
chip
I was
leading.
hoping it's ace king.
That was definitely a massive action-packed hand.
Kings can flat 55 with him in the hand. You cannot flat 55. No, you can't.
3 pocket pairs into a flop.
Ace comes there. You
Yeah, there's a lot of action here.
What'd you have?
The Mega Million
Tens, eh?
Small blind.
guaranteed
Get
1 million rand here. The SunBet Poker Tour 2025. You guys are looking for more information. Go look at SunBet Poker Tour's website, which is sunbetpokertour.co.za.
Says that was indeed a
5-5.
massive hand.
Kings to 5-5.
nice to have aces when somebody else
5-5.
has a hand.
And unfortunately, no one did hit that set for those queens and tens.
Call 5-5.
The run out.
So we see Tim here with pocket fives under the gun. KM Queen 10 suited in the cutoff.
Indeed, is still massive.
Tim has raised it to 5.5 big blinds here.
Fold.
With those pocket fives. I'm not sure if that is still 5.5 big blinds. Not quite sure what is happening with the blinds here.
You just want to see your 10, eh?
But it is 5.5 thousand.
it was the right thing.
Cinco Mayo.
I thought,
Check
yeah,
a
Flop
bet.
comes 7, 8 deuce. 2 spades out there for KM.
I thought I have to play for
10.
10 to make value. We had to gamble now and then.
Turn call.
Tim bets. KM comes with the call, and we are off to a turn.
Yeah, the aces in here, then you
So we see another spade. KM gets the flush.
Yes, he does indeed. And Tim does pick up the open ender.
Check. Check a bet.
Smiling.
KM
Empty.
this is a
Does
bet here.
bet. And what is Tim going to do with 3 spades there with his pocket fives? Does make the fold.
30 folds.
Can't really be there.
Scissor, I agree with you. Tim is picking up some awesome hands here and playing them amazingly. Also running very, very well. His chip stack is just growing.
All the time with aces.
We felt it wasn't going to go good. We let it go.
Pawn shop stars, that is because people like to block their eyes to give away less tells.
Well, good thing you didn't try to re-raise that, eh? Otherwise you would...
Big blind.
Thank you, Christopher, for the support. It means a ton to us.
The cage.
Big blind team. 1-5.
No, but you mean re-raise the 55? He flaps.
Sulky Fury does look down.
Three cards.
Fold suited.
Fold 15.
100.
Folds out to
Actually,
Jamie
you
Villela.
want either 100 or all in.
Folds 15. Fold
100
15.
cents the same.
Ooh, Gavin picking up ace jack off on the button. Definitely going to look to raise this up. Does indeed raise it up to 4,000.
4.
Guys,
Cello in the small, folding that out. Tim in the big blind with 9-2. That is another disgusting hand, I must say. So it says that this time he is not picking up a hand. But did I just hear
4,000.
Fold, check. What you do?
Tim trying to check his 9-2 in the big blind? However, Gap did raise it up.
That's what you call having. That's like a deer with his lights, the headlights. His eyes in the headlights.
Paying enough attention.
see a little bit of chatter here at the table.
I must say, this has already been an action-packed day one for this Mega Million. I think this is setting the standard very high for the rest of the tournament, and we have only just begun. So guys, I think we are looking at an awesome, awesome tournament here.
You can ask for an estimate. You can just go like this.
Folds. Folds.
You're right.
So we seeing it fold round here.
I just needed to know if I could survive in all that.
No, I get you.
Fold. 500 more. Check a raise.
I know why you ask.
And the small blind is going to call his 9-2 off, as well as Orky Free checking in the big blind with his King 9.
Yeah, very sidebound.
Check a bet. Check. Check. Check.
The thing is,
So that flop, and there is a 9. Now that is an action card, Ches.
It is a very action.
Sorry about that. Is an action card. Tim does bet into it, and Orky
Makes the call.
does just call. There is a 4. No help for Tim. However, he thinks he may be good with second pair there.
Check.
But he's going to check. Orky doing what? Also checking. He's going to take that down. It's 3.5 thousand chips.
I had 9-7 of spades. All the 9s are gone.
Yes, pawn shops. You can head down to the SunBet Poker Tour to come join us for some poker. We have a lot of awesome poker to be played, and you may need quite a
Gavin,
large
tell you to
bankroll
book us a table
for
there
some
or
of
not?
these tournaments, such as this one at
Gavin, tell you to
25,000 Rand
book us a
buy-in,
table.
but it's a 1 million Rand guarantee.
I never tell her to do anything.
However, we do have some free rolls and around 3,000 Rand buy-in tournaments,
There you go.
so you can definitely come down for that free roll. As we see a nice hand there, pocket queens versus not sure what the other one was. Okay, nice pot there. On that other table a bit earlier.
I think the breaks are so short, there's no time to eat prawns. Maybe some oysters, but not prawns.
So as I was saying, we do have a free roll here.
1-5.
Yeah, just a lot of tournaments for a lot of different players in this poker series. So if you guys are looking for more information, go check at SunBet Poker Tour.co.za. Look through the player's guide.
Fold. Fold.
See all the amazing tournaments we are hosting here.
1-5.
Being held at Carnival City, Johannesburg. Must say it is quite an amazing venue.
Call. Check a raise. Check.
The ace-9 off in the small blind for Orky. Does just call and does check his ace-6 off.
Let's see what the flop is here. Comes queen 8 queen.
Check.
Neither connect with this board. Both just an ace high.
Check a
There's a
bet.
king.
Check. Check.
Checks
Looks like
around
they're just
again.
going to check it all the way down here.
Comes a 5.
Ace off.
Rookie 3.
Both of them announcing ace high. However, the 9 is better than the 6. So Orky will take this. Yes, Doom. It's the SunBet Poker Tour at Carnival City. Go check out our Instagram and Facebook. We do have some videos there. It is an awesome, awesome venue.
TV table. You must be
King.
my love's not too big.
Yeah, I know. King.
Okay, Doom, we will see you later then. I hope to see you back here.
Yeah, flop.
My love.
You can't have so many hands.
I must say, Tim and KM are doing very, very well at the moment. Everyone else below starting stack, they are the 2 above it.
Maybe it's better that I don't get.
Yeah,
By
but
quite
you
a margin as well, I must say.
really can't count out these players here. They're in the shorter stacks.
And 5.
We are still very early in the tournament.
Those hands.
Fold. 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 4-5 raise.
KM looking down at ace 8 suited under the gun. He does limp in.
Raise. Raise.
Jamie Villela is raising it up here.
16.
3 bets to 16.
16. Fold.
Jamie Valeda with pocket 10s. Orky is in position. King Jack off. What does he decide to do here? On that button. Does decide to make the call. So we're heads up to a flop.
Flop comes 3, 8, ace, 2 clubs.
He
Jamie
does
Villela
have that king of clubs in his hand.
Check.
checks
Pocket
around.
tens still ahead.
Check a bet.
There is a king. So now, second pair for Orky. Those 10s are no longer good. Was checking that flop maybe not a good call for Jamie. Although he was worried about that ace. Very like does snap call there, it looks like. So we are off to see a river. Comes a queen of spades.
Check.
So no help for Jamie. Checks around. Orky shows his king and picks up a nice 30,000 chip pot.
Couldn't get the tens to work. Yeah. Yeah. You were 4 behind.
No, but I put you on a 9, 10, something like that.
But you in the race, King Jack here, no?
Yeah.
It's a race. 10 King Jack.
I already put
Nee, wat?
Well, to definitely head down to the SunBet Poker Tour here at Carnival City. We have a lot of poker to be played, so I mean, definitely come check it out. Test your luck at maybe winning a massive tournament.
3.5 raise. 3.5.
Hey, mate. Shit, I came up soccer training.
hanging there.
Hey,
What
oh,
are
Mario.
you hanging in?
It's out Joe with his
how you
Superman
like
vest.
You are, huh?
Tell me how you, man. How you?
You got a few of them. He's on his
Guys, do
screen.
not
That
forget
Three
to
raise
subscribe to the SunBet Poker Tour
Fold. 12.
YouTube to stay updated with all these streams. So do you see a hand here?
Well, how you did 8K?
12.
Svendra does raise under the gun. Tim 3 bets and Svendra folding.
You,
Tim picking up a lot of good hands here, I must say, Jez. A lot of premiums. This is was saying, can Tim stop stealing everyone's good hands? I don't think he has any I think he's thinking about doing that.
I want
The 8K.
thanks for
You didn't want to say it.
I did.
Oh,
I
I
used it
thought
for the.
he's moaning about some.
That's how it was, living here during the set.
Yeah, I saw every
I used 3 8Ks for this.
I just see
Yeah.
every time I open face, this guy.
We see
Satellite. He was
I used
living
3
here, I'm
seats
sure.
for
Daresh sitting down here at the table.
the 8K one. Not the mega mall.
Yeah, a seat is a seat, you know.
Yeah, cities.
So we are getting dealt in here.
1-5. Fold. 1-5.
Sweet.
Marcello Bottery with pocket tens
Raise.
under the gun
6-5.
+1.
Fold 6-5.
Does
Fold
raise it up
To
to
6.5
6,005.
big blinds.
Fold 6-5. Fold. Fold 6-5.
Folds all the way down to KM.
Malcolm was
Call
You're not coming
6-5.
anymore.
Makes the call.
Malcolm.
10-8 suited. Savendra folding.
On TV now.
Going heads up to a flop here.
You're gonna see. Then he's gonna tell you to get a lawyer.
I go hooting.
So we see the flop comes 4-5-2.
Checker bets.
No help for
Check.
KM.
5-5.
Marcello does raise. Some KM folding. Marcello will take that little pot there. His pocket tens.
10 of spades. And the 10 of hearts.
How much, Oogie? The deal.
Yeah.
How much more? The deal.
Marco took 160, and me and the other guy took 84.
Nice. Nice, nice.
So we are waiting to get dealt in here.
1-5. Fold 1-5.
So we see Daresh looking down at ace-3 suited under the gun +1. He's going to fold it.
1-5. Fold.
Kifuri.
Fold.
So likely to fold, yeah.
Raise to 4,000.
Oh, Forster's right,
Fold.
raising here.
Fold 4,000.
10-9 suited, Jamie Villela.
Fold 4,000.
Jack suited. The
They
cutoff.
give us different chips now.
Blocking each other's
the
straight
last
flush
thing.
draws there. As well as straight draws, of course.
Call.
I use your thing. Shot.
Love it. You hit it, eh?
3 ways to a flop
Play
here.
on it.
Checker bets.
Pawn shop stars, a lot of people do make a living off of playing poker.
Check. Check.
Gosh, I can't fold.
A lot of opportunities out there.
Checker bets.
Sardini. 9-7 in the big blind here.
7.
Raises it up.
Does have that
Fold
gut
7.
shot. Or
Fold.
folding out his 10 high.
Just picks up a
He
nice
will
little
take
pot
that
there.
down, nice. That is a nice spot to bluff in with the gut shot there when everyone is showing weakness. You see aggression frequency, a lot of aggression from Gavin. Tom has had a lot of good hands though in second place.
We have seen quite a lot of aggression from Gavin Sardini here.
Unfortunately not working too well in his favor. He is second shortest at this feature table at the moment. Unfortunately, the SunBet Poker Tour is not a worldwide tour. But if you are in South Africa, definitely come down and check it out.
The SunBet Poker Tour
Raise to 3,000.
2025.
The rest just
Here
sat
at
down,
Carnival
raising
City.
under the gun with ace 9 of clubs. Tim coming along with the core, with queen 3 suited. Will with pocket 3s, also coming along with the core.
2,000.
Savendra Naidu on the button with ace 2 off.
Call. 3,000.
Makes the call.
Calls.
Kevin Sardini. Small blind.
How much you gonna do? 5 minutes from now.
He's also calling. We are going 6 ways to a flop here.
Wow. A lot of people will connect with this board.
For 5 minutes.
6 ways to a flop here. Flop comes Queen 5-8 rainbow.
Tim is ahead with top pair there.
Check. Check. Check a bet. Check. Check a bet. Check. Check a bet. Check.
Gavin does, however, have an open-ended straight draw.
And we check 6 times all the way around.
Check. Check. Check.
Tim definitely going to look to bet here with top pair. Doesn't want those draws to get there. With another diamond out there as well. Marcello Bottari with the only person with 2 diamonds in his hand. Will with his pocket 3s.
Raise to
Will.
25.
No, he re-raises.
Fold 25.
25,000 chips.
25.
I don't know what he could be
Players
looking at.
folding out
Fold
here.
15 more.
The re-raise. Maybe trying to...
There's definitely a bluff from him. However, Tim does have top pair. You can see I'm looking at Will a little bit confused as he does block his queens. But there is 2 8s out there. So definitely he does fold that top pair. So a very, very good bluff from Will Foster there, making it through.
Came up short.
Got money on Oki, says Doom. I would also put my money on Oki in this tournament. He did come off of a very, very good result in that opener. I don't think he is looking to slow down. However, Tim and KM looking very, very strong here in the beginning.
I played hard in the beginning. No, then I was 2 weeks after that I didn't play. It was Easter. And it was
Just a definitely the one on the right.
my birthday.
One point.
Oh, guys, left. Ace Jack offsuit for Tim under the gun. As we've seen, he does have a lot of aggression. He will definitely be looking to open here. Either way, though, with Ace Jack.
Raise to
Does do.
6,000.
Raises
Fold,
pretty
fold.
large.
Fold 6. Fold 6.
Gavin Sardini on the button with
I was about
4
to
2
say it.
suited.
The winner is a
Another
2 year
aggressive
more.
player. And he does make the call. And Marcello Bottari with pocket 8s in the small blind, also making the call. And Darish with 5-3 suited in the big blind, also making the call. So Gavin Sardini and Darish are blocking each other's straights and straight flushes. And flop comes 6-9-8 rainbow. Tim ahead with top pair. Dawn, I do know a lot of people like
17.
4-2 suited.
1 7. Fold 7.
Pawn shop stars, they are not internationals.
There are a few internationals in this
Yeah.
tournament.
I think a Dave
Are indeed.
talking.
Did see one of them on the opener table
did.
today. Begandis.
Gandis Simantis, he did perform very, very well in that opener.
I think what place did he come?
I think he dropped out in Either 9 or 8. I think he came 9.
Yeah.
Pretty short stack.
Yeah.
Could be wrong there. Would have to go back and check that. Did get a nice cash there though. I think Barent was 9.
Yeah. So he must have.
He was 7th or 8th. I believe possibly 7th. I'm leaning more towards.
Yeah.
Caden, I do know you love your 4-2s.
1-5.
No, SunBet Poker Tour is not an international tour. We are based in South Africa. So if you are here, definitely come check it out. Awesome poker being played. As we can see here,
We've got pocket jacks. KM looks down at pocket jacks under the gun +3. Raises to 6,000.
Call 6,000.
Chela Batari makes a call.
yes, Doom, it is a green light for
Irish is
KM
going
to
to
get
fold.
going with those pocket jacks, which he does. He does have a nice chip stack in front of him as well, so he will be looking to apply a lot of pressure on these people. However, Marcello and Tim do have 2 overcards. Neither of them hit though. So KM in the lead with pocket jacks. He does check because of that queen out there. There is a 10. KM might look to bet here if it is checked over to him. No, he does check back. Checks all around once again to a river. Which comes another queen. Who is going to take a stab at this pot? Yeah, KM looks like he's gathering some chips with his pocket jacks. Is the best hand we know. We're probably going to see folds around.
Ace,
You do.
8, Queen 6.
So we are going to head to a break here.
Tim, can I do this?
They're going to change us or
from
not?
The big lunch.
How's work, D?
Good, man. Good, good, good.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
went to
Leave it.
kill some indoor and that's it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Kideze.
Are we out, eh? Oh. God, I love being out of the fun.
Eish.
I would.
Mara mpha di-chip tlo di tseya tu. Ha ke tse ke bokae go fa ke bokae? Ke bokae fa Ben? 500.
Yay. We go there now.
Yeah, please give me a table there.
Yeah. Good.
It's under here. It's the RFID. So the cards have like ink chips in them. Where this
number 2.
area can read what the cards are when they go on the stream. So just make sure when
Okay, small big line. Where's the button is there?
Yeah, you
small
can.
big. 1,000.
Both of them are mine.
Bring it, Shazad.
I'm telling you to take it, you're telling me to bring it.
And welcome back from the break, guys.
Bye.
We are continuing with the Mega Million here. Some awesome hands and a lot of action before the break, I must say, Jez.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts on this so far?
You know, we're still very early in on this Mega Million here. And yeah, we're just seeing a lot of great poker being played and a lot of big hands. We saw 6 ways to a flop earlier. Yeah, it's just looking really, really good here at the SunBet Poker Tour, hosted here at Carnival City in Joburg.
I must say, it is setting the mood awesomely for this 3-day-long tournament. We have a lot of action to be played for this tournament. And a lot of big names, and the stakes are high. 25,000 Rand buy-in, 1 million guaranteed. So I think we are in for a really, really fun few days of poker, guys. So definitely stay tuned here on SunBet Poker Tours Lives and follow the socials and the website to keep updated with the schedules and all updates. I mean, there you can check out the schedules for the tournaments and maybe jump in to some of the ones that you would like to play. A lot to be played here and a lot of tournaments ranging from free rolls to 50,000 Rand buy-ins. That is the mega high roller. So, I mean, keep an eye out for those guys. And a lot of satellites. Definitely keep up to date on that satellite schedule because that is a nice way to get into these expensive tournaments if you do not have the bankroll to buy into a 25,000er. Quite a few people we have seen that won a satellite not so long ago into this Mega Million playing quite well.
As we see the previous Open winner last year.
We do see Jared Jardine. Sorry, last tournament it was. Last series. He did win the opener. He is a very, very good player and he did come 4th at the opener earlier today. So a very, very good performance from him there. He did very well to stay alive as the short stack.
You just want it?
So we're seeing Jared betting out
Put the cards here.
30,000 here. JB Duncan.
Neither one connecting with this board. The ace high is good at the moment. JP does call Jared's bet. Jared not sure JP has there.
A very, very warm welcome to you, Kiwi. Thank you for joining us there from New Zealand.
Welcome back. It's great to have you here, as usual. Love to see you. And there is Clayton. We did also see some awesome poker from him. A great play to watch.
Definitely in that opener, we had the Clayton comeback.
And Jared here betting very, very large on that king and the river because that is in his range and JP knows that and folds it out.
I like it when it's cold.
Very nice pot there, picked up by Jared Jardine. That's 57k.
Yep. Even in
Just over 25 big blinds.
As you can see, we are at level 3 now. 1,000, 2,000 blinds. Guys, late reg is until level 9. So you have not missed out on this awesome tournament yet. So if you're still planning on coming down, do make it quite soon.
Okay, stand a little bit.
So we do see a new chip leader here on the feature table. Isha Hira.
416,000 chips. That is quite a nice chip stack this early in the tournament.
False. 2000 play. Fold. 2000.
Jonathan Hyman is under the gun +3, looking down at Queen Jack off. He does raise it up to 2.5 bigs here. Jared Jardine, 7-6 suited, a nice suited connector here. What is he going to opt to do against this early position raise? Titan tally 1 with 9-8 off.
Fold. Call. 5000. Call. Fold.
Getting 3,000 to that spot, I don't want to get involved. You get more in. Because you can
So we are going 4 ways to a flop now. Flop coming. 9, 9, 5, 2 diamonds. Jared Jardine with that diamond draw.
Bet. Check. Check a bet.
And I must add that straight flush draw. However, that is blocked by JP, we can see.
Check.
The queen now, top pair for Jonathan.
Check.
Deciding what to do with that turn. Looks like he's gathering some chips to take a stab. He does.
1000 play.
Bets 3,000. A small bet. Oh, 8,000, sorry. Around third pot. Jared does call with his flush draw. Stefan folding his ace high.
Call.
JP does call with his...
Check a bet.
There is a jack, so 2 pair, top 2 pair for Jonathan Hyman here. Jared has missed his flush. JP has missed completely as well.
Check. Check a bet.
Sparky.
Fold.
It's the sparky, I put appetizer inside.
Is it?
Yeah.
More bubble.
Must be over there.
Jonathan does actually check his 2 pair,
Did they
but
bring
he
the
will
whole-
take down a decent pot of 35,000 chips. The straight draw was out there,
Press.
which was a little bit worried about, it seems.
Very nice little pot picked up there from Jonathan Hyman.
There you go. Thank you. See, TV table, I win stuff.
You said that?
I did.
You did say that.
Jonathan making a little bit of a joke there. But it doesn't sound like he's been running too well.
1000 small blinds.
And we do have a guest joining us here in a little while. So stay tuned for that, guys. Here we can see the play positions on this feature table. Jared
So I believe it
Jardine,
was your birthday yesterday.
the last series winner,
Was it your birthday
just
yesterday?
won.
Happy birthday,
Titan,
man.
a very, very strong
I got a nice
player.
birthday bubble.
We saw a lot of action from in the opener earlier today and yesterday in C2,
Yeah, and my mate.
as well as Stefan also in that
Hey,
opener.
did I saw that.
JP, a new face for us, as well as Ash, Lisha, Isham, and Jason.
It can
Jonathan
only-
Hyman was with us in the opener, did quite well.
It can only
Just missed
get
out on the
I would
money.
have done the same.
Well, no,
But
I
that was
mean,
your
we
friends or
could
not.
still.
I'd have still done the
Actually,
same.
looking
If
back
you have your
at
friends.
Isha Hero,
No, I
you
mean,
can see
I'm
that
doing
she
it for it,
recently
right?
won the mini main event.
Fold.
She came first in that, winning about 140,000 Rand.
For everyone, I guess.
Very, very strong player, as well as a third place at the last series as well in the ultimate tournament, picking up 100,000 Rand.
Call.
Sorry, that was not.
5,000.
Yeah.
Call.
She is a very, very strong player, so keep an eye out for her.
Call.
'Cause she is definitely going to be looking to cash this tournament.
So we see the flop come out, ace 8-3, 2 diamonds.
Check.
With my queen jack, I think I misvalued.
I'm calling it a rubber.
Sorry?
I'm calling it a rubber.
5,000 to play.
You're gonna have to check.
Call. 5,000 balls.
I just think you have a lot of like missed stuff there. I don't think he had much. I think the only shot I get value is if I check and you start to
You see JP connecting with that 8. However, Clayton does have a flush draw here.
I can pull the trigger. I'm fish, remember?
12,000.
Oh,
2 diamonds there.
I won't lie, this is a
Another
nightmare
3
day.
did come.
No, it's weird because I'm so used to playing against everyone who won't 3-bet for whatever reason. And now I have 2
Ended up
3-bet
betting there and
happens
JP
to my
folding his second pair. So Clayton
And
will
over
take
there.
down
I don't
a
know
nice
what
little
happened
pot
to
with a
over there.
semi-bluff.
The biggest problem is over there.
Ah,
Who's, I think it's gonna be
really?
you. I think it's over there. I want to stay here. I win here. No, I'm saying because after I left the feature table, I won one hand the entire like hour. I really don't want to.
And welcome back to the booth, guys. We have a big guest joining us, Mark Joseph.
Oh, welcome, chaps, and hello, Jez and
How
Callum.
does
Welcome to the
tequila-
team, guys. It's
Why is
so
it
nice
honoured
to
to have you up here.
And you've been amazing so far. Well done.
Thank you.
Brand new on the job, and it's amazing to have young players that love poker so much commentating on the game. And I think you're doing a really fantastic job. We've only had compliments from our viewers about you too, so welcome to the team, and we hope that you do start playing poker at some stage and continue, but that you keep some space in the commentary booth.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Very balmy table, this very noisy day. I see Ashley and Nisha, a married couple, sitting next to each other. This should be fun at the final table, at the feature table.
It's getting very loud here at the table.
So he's having tequila. So I ordered for the waitress. She brings me the bill now. I look at the price of the tequila. 750 mil. She charged me for a whole fucking bottle of tequila.
This is an adult show, so don't mind the language. So, gentlemen, how's it been?
No, I think it has been an awesome tournament so far. A lot of action and great poker to commentate over, I must say.
Yeah, we've had some really exciting hands. Looking over at those
That is what.
quads earlier in the opener, just to name one of them.
And I must say that opener was very, very good. Definitely setting the standards high for the rest of the series. It's very, very action-packed.
So we see Jared Jardine raising it up here to 2 big blinds with Queen Jack under the gun +2.
So I block the nuts and I have the straight.
You didn't see it coming. That was the problem.
How am I supposed to? I don't know how you play. I don't understand. It makes no sense.
I've got my producer talking to me in the background here, and it's quite difficult to hear him. This table is very, very loud. They're very balmy, which is great. I see we've got over 100 people watching the stream right now, and it's just amazing to be back at Carnival City Casino. I haven't been here for years. You know, the SunBet Poker Tour had, signed a new deal and went to one venue in Gauteng, and it's just been amazing to come back to Carnival City. And, I must give a big compliment to Brian O'Connor and his team, Michelle Smith, and everybody that has worked under her supervision. It's just been fantastic to be back here, from a brand new revamped hotel to a lovely casino floor to a wonderful room here that we're using in the Rio room. So to them, thank you so much for your kindness, your hospitality, and really making this event the success that it already is. And we're only 2 days
still
in.
charging me for a bottle
we've
of
crushed the
tequila.
guarantee already on
now
in
you-
the first level.
Now look at that.
Of,
look at how much my
this
bill has
ever
come down
popular
by.
Mega Million tournaments.
Now the tequila's 22 bucks.
It's always great to hear.
So
And
we
I must-
No, no.
cruising
What-
there,
what-
and most of the very familiar places on the floor.
That's what I was thinking.
Very balmy at this table, I must say.
Very.
I've said that 3 times since I've been on here. But it's a wonderful there. I see Aim Lamsan there, Rudy Fleischmann sitting at the table.
Discount.
Henny Appel, Alan Jung, who came
Come in.
second at
Relax, relax. You get the, no. You
Town
didn't
Square
even
a
have
couple of
this.
years ago, winning himself
No,
a
you
million
ordered the
rand.
Chill.
That
When
Mark
you're ready, you
Here,
order the
today's
shot.
winner. Clive Kikier all the way from Durban. Stephen Courtney from Cape Town. Jason Dominguez from
I
the
asked you whether you want a long
Pigeon
drink. You said
Golf
no, so
School.
ordered Lee and I.
Ramon Rami, Darren Tahini, And their school that's been going for 30 years, Jason, a fine member of that school.
It's amazing.
And a big shout out to the boys from the Pigeon
You
Group.
see any hair on my head? That's why I like
Right,
whiskey.
JP Duncan at the hijack.
7.
He's found himself ace king.
Diamond.
I think Jared probably
Isha
has
on
as
the
much hair as
button,
me.
looking down at pocket 8 and pocket 7.
No, I got it.
Small blind for Isham. We are likely looking at an action-packed flop here. 3 ways with some pretty strong hands.
So who opened here, guys? Sorry, I missed the action.
It
I
was Lisha with
Who
the
opened?
pocket 8s. And JP and Isham did call.
Just flat called with the ace king of
Just
diamonds.
flat
That's quite a
call.
surprising
That is.
flat call.
And he does have quite a small stack. I definitely would have thought he would take advantage of this premium that he's looked down at.
All right, I can't see the actual the flop on screen, but it looked like it was king
Queen-
queen 4-5.
It
Was there one
yes.
diamond
I believe it was a rainbow.
with a diamond?
Yeah, it did
Yes,
have a
one diamond.
Yeah.
Yep. So we do have a backdoor flush for
Diamond, 2
The
spades.
producer's asking me to talk to the graphics, but there is no graphic for the flop.
So pocket 8s are ahead
Right,
at
so
the
there is a
moment.
backdoor diamond draw for
Yes,
him, and
there
obviously he has an ace and a king as overs. Isham Lum will find himself in a little bit of trouble here if he doesn't believe Lisha's story.
It was 12,000, eh?
5 more. 13,000.
13,000 change, yeah.
Thought it
25
was
by 12.
17, yeah. Now it was 12. Ashley's wife.
What did I do?
Lisha, actually.
Don't label me in this. Don't bring me here.
Right, there we go. So now that's a massive card for JP Duncan. He has 2 overs and he's picked up the backdoor diamond draw. And of course he has a gut shot straight draw now.
Does indeed.
Check.
You know how it is. It's Ash Lee. Her name is Lee.
All right.
So JP is definitely going to be looking for a diamond or a 3 here.
Now
And
I
it is
know.
6
And
of
did this
cards.
just go
She
check,
didn't
check?
give me a chance. She stole half my name.
Oh, wow.
Check. Oh,
So now
Lisha
Lisha's 8s.
did bet 12k on that too, and JP did call.
25,000.
Right, so Lisha's on the button here. If JP checks, I would imagine she would check behind. I don't think Lisha's as experienced enough to go for value unless she thinks she has to bluff him off a queen.
yeah. Most definitely.
It looks like she's thinking about a bet here.
Fold.
But she does
Oh,
fold,
so-
so JP raise into her.
25,
Does JP bet into the pot?
Believe so. I think he
Well
went
played,
for
JP
a bit of
Duncan.
a bluff there. It was a very, very good bluff by him.
All right, and Isham Lum makes a call with the 7s.
Isham is still in the spot.
Lisha is going to be absolutely disgusted
Yes, he is.
when she sees she folded the winning hand.
It's not a great feeling at all. I'm sure we can all
If you don't mind.
Doesn't matter. Lisha?
Empathize with her.
She wants change.
What do you want?
25s. 4 25s.
So Lisha will be pretty disappointed that she didn't take the opportunity to win the spots. And sorry, folks, I do apologize for the lack of graphics right now.
But they wanted to see
You can see she is a little bit disappointed there.
Yeah,
She might be hung
yeah,
up on that for a little while. Let's hope she doesn't let that
You'll sit on the feet
affect
anyway.
her tournament play further on throughout this tournament.
Never know, maybe they won't watch.
Anyway, chaps, it's been lovely. We day 2 of the series. Players are going to play for 5 levels tonight and then jump in tomorrow at 3 o'clock for another 5 levels. We obviously got the very popular Little Slam starting tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday evening, we've introduced a 40,000 Rand freeze out. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I definitely believe that the field will be north of 50 in terms of buying. So that'll be wonderful. And then, you know, before you know it, before you blink, the weekend's over and we're into the next week. And we have a $1 million high roller, the 50,000 Rand buy-in. Oh, of course, on Sunday's day 1A of
No, there's Bubbleton.
No.
of the main event,
yes,
which
that
there
is.
are over 40 satellite players. We shall be jumping into that. With a revamped structure for this event, we've given the players a nice, huge, healthy 100,000 starting stack. We've called it the Monster Stack main event. And players will actually be able
How
to
much will you
buy
fight back
directly into day 2 for 3
And
levels
how
if
much
they
will
like
you-
this
are
time
you
around
prepared
as
to
well.
fight
So
back for?
just a little bit of change,
All
you
of
know.
it, yeah?
We've got to change a venue, so we might as well change a few things else
Yeah,
while we're
there
busy
we
with
go.
it, having a few guys.
You
Right,
start-
Ashley in the hijack
Yeah.
finds kings and he raises it to 6k. He makes the 3 bigs to go.
Thomas. Fold.
That's
And folds all around, so unfortunately no action for Ash with those pocket kings.
And Jonathan doesn't defend in the big blind with Jack 4 as he wouldn't.
Jack 4, obviously.
So it's an easy blind.
Yeah, so Clarton, I see Clarton Tallyman sitting at the table. He must be feeling pretty comfortable looking at the table. I mean, he'll know how Jared plays, and Jared's very solid. And of course, he has Jonathan there. He won't know too much about Jonathan. And the rest of the players he would have played with. Clarton, certainly the seasoned professional at that table, he'll feel very comfortable there. If I look at the outer tables there, I see the back of Giovanni Zanetti, Jonathan Khalil, who's also just cashing in every tournament he plays at the moment. So he's playing now Serenado from Durban. I see Des from Durban there, Gavin Sordini to his next. I see Stefan van Heystien, Abdul Issa all at that table. I even saw myself walk past that table. Obviously, folks, this is half an hour delayed.
Yeah, to keep the... no one can see the hands.
It tastes like water and
The tables.
And it tastes horrendous.
I wouldn't be surprised.
2000, okay?
It's like they poured water first,
Yeah, they
and then poured
diluted
tonic
Looks
water
like
after
it's
that.
holding around to Lisha Hero, who also folds.
Definitely a lot of big names coming to this tournament.
Yes.
I would say it is one of the
Jonathan
main
Harmon
attractions.
in the small blind finds Ace King.
Really looking to raise it up here. Raises to 7,000. Jared Jardine getting out of the way.
This one was a wrong one.
Most likely
What
get
did you
two
pour as
folds
dash?
here.
What dash did you put in the gin?
No,
tonic
it was
water.
tonic water.
Gin
That's why it
gin
tastes
goes
like
with
that.
tonic.
Which it is 2 folds. So Jonathan will just pick up the limp and
Then you
big
should
blind.
send it to me, then I
Go have a
would
look.
ordered vodka and something else.
JP Duncan
No,
looking
that's
very
not-
Go have
short
a
at this
look, please.
table.
There is gin and please have a look if they got tonic water. Okay, please have a look. That's all
over.
I'm asking.
They only have soda water. That's what I'm telling her.
Thank
I'm
you.
telling him that's not tonic water.
And then if
yeah.
they don't have, they
JP
soda
Duncan.
water,
So I'm
otherwise
telling
you
him it
get
tastes
tonic.
like water.
Thank you.
Lisha Hero still leading
So
here.
if not, I'll order something else.
A veteran of gin and tonic.
Yeah, let's have a look at the stacks there. Jared Jardine on 326. I start with 300,000. Clarton on 352. JP Duncan under a little bit of
They don't have it here. They was gave from downstairs.
the pump already. Ash has got 349. Lisha 460,000.
Most people
Oh,
probably
that's amazing. I mean, she's got herself 230 picks there.
Gin and tonic go together. Of course they're going to taste the difference.
It is an
One
awesome
is
stack
sweet,
for
one
this
is
early in the
good.
tournament.
Do you think that the change in the amount of time between blinds is really affects how people play here, or?
Yeah, look, they're 1 hour levels, right? So,
Yeah.
so it gives players a lot of time, you know. And just, I think when you start with a big stack in a deep stack tournament, you always feel like you've got a lot of opportunities. But I do think once you sort of start going south of 100k in the early stages, like JP Duncan here, for instance, you start thinking like, what am I going to do, right?
Yeah.
But in the meantime, he's still got 44 bigs, right? So he's like in perfect shape. He's under no pressure, and it's very difficult for anyone to call 44 bigs.
Yeah,
If he starts putting on some pressure, trying to rebuild his stack. I find a lot of players make mistakes when they go short a little bit early in the tournament, and they get a little bit too impatient, and they start trying to stick their stack in very early and out of position. So, you know, they start seeing aces in, under the gun or under the gun +1, and they start thinking, geez, I better get my chips in here.
Yeah.
And the mistake is obviously like the only hand that's going to call them is better than them, but they've got to get through another 8 players when they do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's unlikely that raggy aces are not going to get looked up.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have
Definitely.
a bit of action here? Ash with bottom pair raises it up, and Clayton with middle pair. He calls.
Yeah, I can't look. Yeah, dude. Keep it up. I'm back to 250.
Oh, it's a very interesting hand developing here between Ash and Clarton.
So we see Robert Cowley in the chat saying, how's it, Mark?
How many
Robert
entries?
Cowley. Robert, tell us, when are you coming down and come and play? You and your superstar, little Vessel Conradi. I see
Sorry,
we've been asked by Sazboom how many entries so far in the Mega. I think we're north of 52 already.
So it is quite a lot of entries.
Right, so Clarton picks himself up the tick mark. Ash has a pair of 3s. Clarton with a pair of 4s. I can't see. It's going to be quite an interesting line to see what they take here. And Clarton checks. And I wonder if Ash will have a stab at the spot, which he does. He
does indeed take a stab.
Thank you. Yeah.
6 big blind raise.
6 big blind bet, I would say. And, you know, Clarton's got to think if he can call you with 4th pair.
Yeah, it is a hot spot for Clayton. We know what Ash has, but...
Yeah, look, so Ash has got to be representing... And
does
Clarton makes the
make
call.
the
That's
call.
so weird, right? You know, I mean, it makes me wonder what
was going through his head there.
I think...
Yeah, I mean, Ash has entered the spot under the gun. I mean, it's so unlikely for him to have 2-3 in his range at all. I mean, it's just absolutely an impossibility. Now, once again, I didn't follow the action. I was looking at the comments. Was there an open? Did Ash open or did he limp?
I do not know if Ash opened, but I definitely think Clayton thinks that Ash's line was a bit weird. I think that is possibly why he did call there.
It's just so mad, right? I mean, it's just not possible for any of that to be in his range.
Especially on that board.
On that board, any of those low cards anyway, to look him up.
Yeah.
You know, unless he thinks he tried to limp under the gun with the ace-king. What, did that board end up jack high?
Yes.
No,
It was jack high.
I think it was high cards. I think we had 2 Broadway cards there at the end.
Were there 2 Broadways at the end?
Yep.
Definitely the flop was like 2-4-5 or something like that, was it?
Yeah. No, I think flop was 3-4 queen. So
very clever.
yes, it
Tracking
was
back. 3-4 queen, right?
Yeah,
3-4
Oh,
queen.
so there were two Broadway cards in there, right? Wow, that's a 7.
And then the jack
and
came
the
out.
jack.
So
Wow. Clarton obviously had some sort of read or
yeah, must have had a
Definitely
live read on him.
suspicious of Ash there.
of some sort. Right, Ash under the gun with 6-9. Opens it up to 2.5 bigs.
Leisha looking down at ace king off under the gun +1. She re-raises it.
Did she re-raise?
She did indeed to 6 bigs.
Okay, right. So we're having a little bit of foreplay here.
Yeah.
Husband and wife.
Very likely going to fold all the way around though.
Clarton looks down at my 5 of clubs in the small blind. And he sticks that one away. JP Duncan,
Jack.
King Jack out of the big blind. So Leisha made
Don't
it
want to get caught up
6.
in a domestic issue.
You as well.
Definitely, yeah, folds all around. So Leisha
And
will
he
pick up
folds.
that small part.
He would like to sleep in the house. Maybe.
So Ash
Alright,
and
get a bit
Leisha
of
are
it.
married.
Yes, they are. Husband and wife.
Oh yeah.
I know.
As you heard now
If
from
I
the
get
table.
value, any of the 2 of you call, I call.
Ashley
Great.
and Lee.
Ashley.
Hero.
Yes.
I usually would, but not poker, then I'll just have no chance. Right? Something else, yes.
Some other game.
Some other game, yes.
Sure,
Maybe
sure.
paddle or something.
Sure.
Not this game.
Big blinds. Is that it?
This feature table, a lot of chatter, which is always great to see. Here on the feature table, the SunBet Poker Tour. Remember, if you are going to go check out a few of the tournaments, to go and look at the website, sunbetpokertour.co.za.
As well as our socials for the updates, as well as a lot of the schedules, guys. As we were saying, as Mark was saying about all the tournaments we have coming up, do have a lot of satellites you guys need to keep an eye out for, especially for the main event. Those are definitely something to keep an eye out for.
It's also a really good way.
Yeah, it's a whole week full of satellites. I mean, there's a satellite every single day, and from next week there's a free roll every single day. So, you know, you'll be able to have a buying tournament in the main event and a free roll in the main event every single day next week. So do, if you have a chance, come down and play. I think the free roll's in the afternoon and the buying tournament's at night.
You see a raise from Clayton on the button with 9-7 off. The call from JP and Ash.
You raised what?
Top comes 5-2 King Rainbow. No one connecting with this board. Ash does have a gut shot. And JP Queen High.
I could even go and walk. They'll probably cost me less money.
Ash does bet with that gut shot. JP's going to come along though to a turn. 3. So Ash does have second bottom pair.
I see Clayton still has cards in
Yeah.
front of him.
So the visuals are a little bit wrong here.
Yeah, folks, you're going to excuse me for a while, and I'll join you back in the booth later. I just want to go and have a look at the GFX and see why there seems to be an issue with it right now, and get that sorted out for the viewers. We do apologize. Sometimes there are technical things that happen that are out of our hands, but we're going to have a look at it and get it rectified for you as soon as possible. Anyway, chaps, you know, you're doing a great job here. Keep it up. Folks that are viewing, please send your comments and help these two young gentlemen. I mean,
3.
Callum, I know you're 19. Jez, how old are you?
I'm 20 this year.
20 this year. So you're 19 still?
No, I'm 20.
You've turned 20.
Yep.
So these are two young rising stars in poker. They talk great poker. I've been listening to them the whole so far for the last 2 days. Their knowledge is fantastic, and it's wonderful to have young lads that spend time studying, doing GTO, and learning the game. It's wonderful to have you guys on board, and I think we have a long, bright future ahead of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
So
Mark.
much. Definitely an honor having you up here with us. So guys, that is it from Mark Joseph, the CEO of Monster Jam Poker, prime operator for the SunBet Poker Tour. Must say, this is an awesome tournament that they are hosting, guys. So definitely come down and check it out. You will not regret it.
Yeah, just really nice to hear that from Mark.
Even I folded.
He's also a really good poker player, very experienced.
I raised and I folded.
So it's very nice to get a little bit of input there from him to this feature table here at the Mega Million SunBet Poker Tour.
There we see some familiar faces on that table over there. Rudy, Henny Apple,
playing hands against me, so I'm also
and Daniel Scott.
in the same boat against Clayton.
We didn't play too many hands.
Actually, the feature table.
We didn't play too many hands.
Here we see Lisha Hira still chip leading here.
Pretty dominant chip lead at this table for this stage of the tournament, I must say.
JP Duncan is looking very, very short.
There's indeed 48,000 chips in front of him. Only 24 bigs at this stage of the tournament. He is getting quite short now at the moment. But that doesn't mean you can count him out. 24 big blinds is still a decent stack.
Oh, you know what they say, Callum?
All you need
is a chip and a chair,
and
my
a
brother.
chair. There we go. It would be awesome to see JP come back from this. Ooh, Lisha wakes up with pocket aces in the big blind. Clayton did raise it into her, and now she has 3-bet him. Clayton only queen 8 of hearts. What is he going to opt to do here against a 3-bet? Looking at those chips, is Clayton going to go for a 4-bet here? You know, he does just call. Would have got himself in a bit of a rough spot there.
You just want cards. Oh, I thought you were breaking this up.
I'm sitting it around. Just a Isha and Sham.
Some banter in the comments here.
349.
12,000.
Okay. So Clayton does hit top pair on this board, but Nisha does have the pocket aces.
314.
He raises into Clayton. Clayton's going to come along and call with that top pair on the board.
She's playing a hand.
He also does have back to hearts.
640.
Turn comes the 10 of diamonds.
No help for Clayton. Just hoping for an 8 or a queen here. But if he does call Lisha's raise, Lisha is not going to take her foot off the gas. She's going to continue applying a lot of pressure. You see a bet 6 bigs. I would say that is a bit of a value raise there.
Yeah.
Trying not to clear off Clayton. Here comes 5 outs one time, and it is a 9. So no help for Clayton. Lisha probably going to raise pretty big here.
26.
So she goes for about third of the pot. And what does Clayton do with his third pair? There is a straight on board. He could try to bluff at that if he wanted to steal this pot. But aces
If
are
you're
the
stealing
winner right now.
aces off of this pot.
Would be very, very difficult. He has played the straight line though, I must admit, Jez.
Yep.
Could raise off.
What do you have?
He does raise.
Okay. What do you have?
Aces.
Oh no, does he just
Damn!
call?
I should have defended
he
my big
does
blind.
just
I
call.
would have flopped this.
So Lisha does
I
pick
would have
up
flopped
a
this.
very, very big pot there.
Well
And look at that chip lead for Lisha. 533,000 chips in front of her now from that pot. That is a ginormous chip stack for the stage of the tournament, I must say. We are going to have to keep an eye out for her throughout this tournament. She's very, very strong.
I'm gonna watch the feed anyway.
Yeah, I'm watching.
So you can't lie. I'm gonna watch this king.
I was not happy with my hand at every shoot.
Neither was I.
But you weren't folding.
Never.
He's gonna have, I knew that.
Don't say never. I lie. I can't fold aces. Hi.
Everyone is around
He wants your
the
chip count.
starting stack
Oh, I
at
don't
this
know.
table.
Because they don't know how many
Except
chips
for
you have on
Lisha and
TV.
JP. JP looking
400.
super, super short there. Lisha looking very, very big.
Say about 440. 440. That's yeah, more than
Definitely
enough.
seems very, very confident with her chip lead, I must say, Liz.
I know.
Most definitely.
Seems very relaxed. A lot of talking from her.
She brought the new one.
Very relaxed. Everyone else
Is that the new one?
more
Sure. Oh, okay.
serious.
Yeah.
Just said that before this doesn't give me
And I think there's
Small blind, ma'am? Small blind, yes.
This is same with me. Whenever I seem to get aces, I always seem to get cracked. So I can agree with you there. At least you did play those aces brilliantly.
2,000. It's
A big blind, aren't it?
No.
Alright, give me my change back. Can you give me my
Oh,
money
it's
back?
you. Okay,
Jason, under the gun.
My
You're
opponent.
lucky I didn't defend my blind there.
I raised enough for you not to defend the blind. If
I had
you're defending
8-4.
a blind
I had
daily,
8-4.
then I'm so happy.
I had
Then good luck.
I had 8-4. No, I flopped
Then
two
good
pair.
luck.
I would have flopped the two pair.
2,000.
Whatever, nice.
And
good,
we see
good
Jonathan
start
under the gun
to
plus
2,000.
1.
Raise.
Waking up with
This
ace
is
jack
a-
off, and he does raise it up to two bigs.
6,000.
No, 3 big blinds because of that limper under the gun. Folds all the way around to JP Duncan on the in the cutoff, and he does call with his 8-7 suited. Isham Lam in the big blind with pocket 5s. He does call to defend that big blind. Not a bad hand there.
You called it the whole way after you just gave the speech that you don't play a hand against her.
Jason definitely looking for that flush, as well as JP. Jonathan hoping for an ace or a jack. And there is a rainbow board, 5, 9, queen.
Shamlam does flop a set here.
She does indeed, Jez. I did miss that. Wow, what a flop for Shamlam. Not a great board for Jonathan Hyman.
Does check around.
No idea.
A 2 of spades. This changes nothing.
Even tomorrow. I
Jonathan and Jason are dead, as Jason bets into the pot with a 0% chance to win. He is looking to steal this pot. He does have a pair of 9s, sorry. But we do see that Isham Lam has pocket 5s. JP does have a gut shot. Straight draw. What is he going to opt to do with that?
I'm not fine off black. Sorry.
We see him fold
JP
out.
does fold the gut shots, and he was the only other person who could put up a fight against Isham Lam.
He's going to make the call.
Call.
So Isham is slow playing these 5s a little bit.
26.
I'm good.
Although this board is a little bit dangerous.
The liquid sweet. Tops.
However, a set
Sour.
is always
Yeah?
a nice thing to have.
Task is earned. You tried. I ate.
Check. It's good. That's what he's thinking. No.
Wait, did he
a liquid sweet.
bet
Top
and then
liquid
get a
sweet.
fold there?
Guys, I just want to go through
He may have.
That was sweeter
Isham
than
Lam.
What did I do?
Guys, everybody.
I think he re-raised
Oh, I
the
don't-
raise.
Jason, you can't have music on in your ears, I'm sorry. What is it? Yeah.
Thank goodness it's me for breaking the rules.
No vaping at the table.
You can see a lot of disgusted faces there at the future table due to that rule of no vaping.
Smoking
It's
loud.
a liquor sweet.
I know Jonathan is going to be kicking the
Yeah,
floor with
pass it
that
around the whole
news.
table, man.
Have more. I don't eat them.
That's nice. Thank you.
Huh? So nice.
Passing around a packet of sweets there, it looks like. Good sportsmanship on this table here.
And it tastes nice.
Jason, now you pick one?
What's that fork?
Where do you
Need
get
a talk.
How do you get now? Where do you get them?
Lots of sweet shops, but check yourselves as well. In the sweet shops, but it's like 70 bucks.
Disgusted face there from
Taste like
Alicia.
sambuca. Maybe we should drink sambuca.
Ooh, Jonathan Hyman under the gun. Looks down at
Yeah,
ace queen offsuit.
But it's not so pungent. It's just
Slightly
light and nice.
under
What
starting
happens when you
strength.
eat
And it gives you
sours?
that good minty aftertaste.
That is probably what the disgusted face is from Lisha. So Jonathan did raise up to 2.5, and JP Duncan in the hijack with ace king off, and he re-raises Jonathan Hyman's ace queen to 6 bigs.
No. I'm saying 5.
See if we can get any more pre-flop action here in the cutoff button and the blinds.
I love it.
And the small blind, Isham Lam looks down at pocket fives once again.
Sham Lam has just sat down with pocket fives twice in a row.
Remember, JP is the short stack, so that 3-bet does look very strong to Jonathan, and he does fold. Does he fold? No, Isham Lam folds with his pocket fives
7,000
in
more.
the small. What is Jonathan thinking to a 3-bet by the short stack?
Mostly when we've seen 3-bets on this table, it's been because of pocket pairs. Really high pocket pairs.
Looks like he's making the call. He
He's
does
making the
indeed.
call here.
He is dominated, unfortunately. Unless he can hit a queen, that is his only out. Other than running flushes. And it comes king,
Oh,
queen,
queen nine.
2 spades. So not even any flush help. JP has the backdoor flush with an ace of spades. So top pair, top kicker for JP. Second pair, top kicker for Jonathan. Jonathan in a really, really rough spot here. But we do know he is a very strong player, and he knows JP Duncan has those ace queens and his ace kings in his range. Jonathan could find the fold here. Would not be surprised. Would be a fantastic fold. See what he's thinking. Just hope he's not thinking about a re-raise here. And he does
fold.
Wow,
What
that
an
is
amazing
a
fold
really,
there from
really
Jonathan
cold
Hyman.
from Jonathan. He knows exactly what JP has in his range, and he put him straight onto it, hey?
I mean, that was
Yo.
that's just phenomenal there.
Jonathan showing the value of studying poker nowadays. With all that knowledge out there, can really learn a lot. And he got out of a very, very
really good
tough
fold.
spot there.
Really well played there from Jonathan Hyman. Really showing what some of the youth here,
No, I think
South
it's
African poker
so
community,
don't listen to anyone.
really do.
In case they feeding you information. I don't know.
Even though it's half
I
an
don't know
hour
what
and it's
information.
But it's on a 30-minute
Yeah.
delay, so you can hear on fast hands and get info on players and note that down.
Our game's not even on.
No, it's not.
No, now it's
Well,
on.
it
It's on.
wasn't.
Now
it's
What's
probably on.
it's
But it
ours is on
wasn't.
now.
When did you last look?
No, I'm saying, if you look at the time,
Yeah, it's 30 minutes.
Oh,
It takes
30 minutes,
It's a
yeah.
30-minute
Just spoke to
delay.
my chick, she said it's not on.
no, it's 30 minutes on.
No,
It's not 30 minutes
they were
on.
not there.
Not on.
We are getting
Not
dealt
that
in.
I'm aware of. But anyway.
Fold. 2,000. Okay.
Clayton Talent looking down at 7-5.
Fold.
Unsuited. Folds.
1,000. Fold.
8.
Raise 8,000.
Ash raising it up to 8,000 here.
Call. Fold.
Can I change? The red guys are perfect.
Okay, red guys are perfect.
Call. 8,000.
Ooh, Jonathan Hyman
Now you've
looking
valued
down at ace king in the big blind. What is he thinking here? We did have a pretty early position raise from Ash. Jonathan with ace king. He does make the 3-bet.
Oh, you have value to raise.
Fold.
Ash
3 bets
noticing
to
that
35K.
John looks very, very strong.
5,000.
What is Ash thinking with his ace-5 offsuit, I believe it was? Yes. He does look like he's leaning towards a fold here. 3-bet from the big blind can be pretty strong sometimes. And he does throw his pre-flop in, as well as his wife, Leisha, as well as Jason Domingos with his queen 10 off. So Jonathan Hyman will pick up a pretty nice pot of just pre-flop action.
Lovely squeeze.
You can't let it go. Raise, call, call, call. I'll put a big blind. I told you I'll fight back.
I'm sure you picked up the hand this time. We'll
Sorry, Scissor, can you please elaborate on your question there?
Something or nothing.
What do you mean, do I know any in-person train or virtual?
I had two dodgy cards, but I was willing, stodgy, but I was willing on calling if I didn't have two players
in the
behind
chat
me.
supporting his
It's
good
not
friend,
immediate,
Dodgy
but
cards.
it's information.
Jonathan Hyman, on this feature table.
That's good cards. I said dodgy.
I had two of those cards too.
Like ace 10.
Have you not even seen the hands that I've been
I had two
playing
of
with?
those cards too.
Sorry?
I had two of those cards too.
Maybe I'm a nerd, guys.
Maybe. Maybe I'm a liar.
We are getting dealt in here to the SunBet Poker
Tour.
Tour
So it doesn't go call, call, call.
feature table. Mega
You
Million.
can't go 4 ways with 7 days.
2000.
Tomorrow, I promise.
Jonathan Hyman looking down at a premium in the small blind. Queen 2 off. What is he going to decide to do with that? As he looks over at Jared Jardine in that big blind. Jonathan does just limp in. Jared Jardine with his 8-6 off in the big.
Yeah, how? Tell us. Oh, on off.
Just
Okay, thanks. Thanks.
Jonathan may have raised with Queen 2 off, that premium I was talking about.
We all have various.
No, I'm not sure quite what happened there. But Jared Jardine did take down that pot. And just, I must say, a lot of action and some very good poker being played so far in the beginning of this Mega Million here.
It's definitely, it's really just a great vibe here in this room.
On the turn, maybe. but not
Indeed,
on
and
the
if
turn.
anything was to show that it is the chatter at this feature table, it has been going non-stop, eh? Really showing the vibes of the SunBet Poker Tour, guys.
Most definitely.
And
130 people watching right now.
It is great to have you all, guys, and I think you better stay tuned, because if this opener is anything to go off of, I think we are going to be looking at a very, very good event here in the Mega Million. Guys, definitely stay tuned. As JP looks down, he is very short. He's going to raise, what is that he has there? 45 bigs? I mean, that is a good amount of big blinds to have. Just short compared to the rest of the table. He's going to raise it up under the gun. Being pretty strong, folding around to Jared. Clayton now taking a look at his cards. 10-5 off in the big. Will he opt to defend here against the raise under the gun from the short stack? He does fold. Guys, let us know in the chat what your expectations are coming into this event and who you think might take this. It's very hard to guess from the beginning.
Yeah, it's getting very
Let's hear what you guys have to say.
This is a 3-day little tournament, 3-day
And I've never known
event.
Titans to be boring.
And we've already crushed the guarantee in the first 4 levels. So
And late reg only ends at the 9th level. So we could see a ton of more players coming in for this awesome event. I mean, the guarantee getting crushed in 4 levels, I mean, that is awesome to hear. So I think the prize pool is going to be looking fantastic for all of you who want to come down and jump in before the 9th level.
You have to pay a fee, even though we're playing.
This is definitely a tournament to play. This Mega Million is a mega tournament, I must say. Did Jonathan win his seat today from Vessel?
2000 play.
7,000. Fold.
I am not so sure actually about that.
See what they like.
Horrible. Unless you like Sambuca, they're horrible.
Maybe next time he walks past the booth, we'll...
Jonathan Hyman looking down at pocket queens in the cutoff. We did have an under the gun +1 raise from Nisha with ace-4 off. Jonathan re-raising Nisha again.
3-bet here.
Raised it up to
20K.
10 bigs. Ooh, we did see a queen get folded.
Yeah.
So Leisha's aces are definitely
What
live.
about 700,000? You probably doubled it.
If
1
she
million
was to call
already.
it, but she won't. Ace-4 is
serious?
not a good hand to call with into a
Oh,
3-bet.
but he's on the table with
So
like-
neither nice pre-flop pot Jonathan's taking down.
Who is on more?
My brother.
Rudy.
He's your brother. Oh, is it Rudy?
Just there behind
He's
now.
your brother?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was your brother.
Crazy.
How in... What? He has a mole.
Yeah.
He's got 3
Damn.
times the starting stack.
Yes,
And with his range.
Let us know if you have any questions.
Does he have a
We are looking
predictions
around
or anything else.
That's the danger part.
All the players here at the Mega Million. As we said, we've already broken the guarantee.
But he also bets when he
First.
And there we have Max waving at us. He is definitely one to watch. Very, very, very good player.
I don't know, it's
Sometimes you
very
can, yeah.
confusing. Are you and your brother going to play most of the series?
No, I'll only play this one and the little slam. We'll probably play.
Didn't you? Because I remember you and...
I did get a
Alicia Yera is looking down at Queen 9.
How come?
Not suited under the gun.
Usually that would be a fold.
Event.
She does have a very, very large stack. So she would be playing a bit of a wider range here.
Sure. But that's
Jared
where,
with
like, most of the money
Jack
is.
10 off in the cutoff.
I think we're going to get big back.
Is he thinking?
No,
Another very, very strong player.
Megamore, it's-
Was
I
the
think
opener winner at the last series.
Black does the best with them.
Can expect a lot from him here. And he did place 4th in the opener today. Very well played by him.
Because also think about it, everyone who busts out here is probably going to hop in.
So we see it fold round. Back to Alicia.
So Robert Cowley's money is on Nico Wishes.
Grand buy-ins.
So we will definitely be keeping an eye out for them.
No, rebuy.
Yes. And I think the levels start at 40 points, and then after late reg they drop down to 30 points. Yeah. So it's not bad, the structure's quite decent.
Targets? 9.
So we see
9,000.
a raise here.
Fold.
Bet actually from Alicia Yera 9K. Jared Jardine.
Does hit top pair. Oh, 2 horse out there. Jared with a lot of backdoor draws here. There's a 6. What
Turn
will he
comes a
go
6.
for Jared? His top pair will take this most likely.
Alicia Yera sitting with top pair here. She ought to do.
Bet. 21,000.
Ooh.
Jared Jardine.
So Leisha
Betting
with a check and Jared
21,000.
Jardine with a raise. Scissor, Orki is your pony if we are choosing winners. That is not a bad pony to choose. After all, he did perform amazingly in that opener, coming out in 3rd place. Played very, very, very well, I must admit. Fortunately, busted out of flight 1 of the opener, performed very well in flight 2. We do see a 10 for Jared Jardine on the river, and Leisha trapping him with a check with her top pair. There is a lot of draws out there with 8, 9. Jared does have in his range a lot more than Leisha. She was pre-flop aggressor. Jared just tanking for a bit, trying to decide what to do. And he checks it back. That is a very good check from Jared. Leisha's top pair was good. I really doubt that Leisha would have folded there if he did bluff the straight.
Leisha. It's a really nice pot there. waiting to be redealt back in here.
You playing now?
I need the orange one, not the red ones.
I was looking.
Guys, don't forget to keep up to date with our socials and our webpage. That is SunBet Poker Tour, Monster Jam Poker on Instagram and Facebook.
And then we only start tomorrow at 3.
We'll be posting all the updates and schedules.
Yeah.
3
I
p.m.
saw it was 3
Definitely stay posted there.
It's probably right, I didn't check. But, wow.
$2,000 to play.
So, Shamlam Undergun holding, of course.
Fold.
Fold rounds to John here. He was also folding.
Jared Jardine in the hijack, looking down at King Queen offsuit. To raise it up here.
Raise 5,000.
Raise it up to 10,000. No, 5,000. I misheard there. Sorry, 2.5 big blind raise. JP Duncan in the buttons, definitely not coming along. Pocket jacks for Ash in a small blind. He re-raises. What does Jared do here with King Queen offsuit? Isha, of course, snap folding on the big blind. Looking back on Jared, he's tanking a little bit. Looks like he's thinking about.
It's difficult to though. Like, it's
does.
very horrible when you're looking down at 5 high all the time.
Make the call. This is actually. So guys, Isha did snap fold. She is not involved in this part.
It is heads up.
Yeah, heads up to a flop here. It is a flip. Ash just needs to dodge a king or a queen, which he does so far. 8, 8, 10. Ash also picking up some draws there. Like a very large favorite here. Jared does check, and Ash, of course, leading this flop.
See Jared Jardine. King Queen here in the hijack.
Check.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Some technical issues over here. Not sure if the chat is with us, but Ricky Toker says, if we were betting on players, then my money is on Jonathan Hyman to bubble. Now, Ricky, I don't think that is a bad shout. Hi guys, we just want to apologize for the technical issues. Our action tracker has gone down, but we are working on it, so it should be back up in a few minutes. So we are really sorry about the inconvenience.
Please just stay with us, and we'll see you guys when this is resolved.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.